The kid is 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 the child is the main man here. Double H, half hope, trying to live, trying to exist. I got a new light bulb, so we're shining. My bald head is shining and shining, and we're here for the Friday night Q&A. And also we're gonna dip our hands into some Chelsea Tottenham discussion. So we're just talking about Chelsea Tottenham. The preview is already out there, so you guys can see the preview doing its thing. But also as well, we can talk about it here in a little bit of a Friday night back and forth. So I've got the meal, as you can see. I've got the drink. I've got the pills, vitamin D, and I believe we are ready to go. We're ready to flow with this beautiful, lovely, appreciative Q&A, man. So shout out to all you guys out there. Shout out to all you guys there. Shout out to all of you guys out there doing your thing. Hopefully your Friday night is going well, man. So let me just have a little bite of my amazing little food, because we got some questions. And remember, guys, to send your questions in is very simple. You just go to the freaking website. And you send in your questions. That's it. You go to the website and you send in your questions. So let's go with our first question of the day, man. Hopefully everyone is saying what's up. Everyone is saying what's up, man. So don't you dare call me double brick, man. From Cassius. Shout out to Cassius, regular Sunday door. How do you look at players and teams that were before your time? Do you remove them? I think I need more sauce. I need more sauce up in here. There we go. Oh yeah, baby. Do you remove them from your thinking because you've never seen them? Or do you evaluate them with a combination of highlights, videos, articles, and the achievements, knowing that you don't have an all-inclusive picture of how the player team was? May the content keep coming. So yeah, that's an interesting one, man, because a lot of people say that, how can you rate a Pele? How can you rate a Pele if you never really watched the dude play? You're not really there at the time. How can you rate like any of these dudes who you never really saw play? So my thing is, I always say that the best player I have seen, with my own two eyes, so who against my time, is Ronaldo. Ronaldo is the best player I've seen. I mean, the things he could do with the ball were amazing. But more so, I watched most of 90 minutes games. So he's the best player I've seen. But when you talk about greatness, Muhammad Ali was before my time. The best boxer I've seen is probably Floyd Mayweather. Because that's the best boxer I've seen who I actually saw and was living through his fights is Floyd Mayweather. But the greatest boxer of all time, you could argue, might be Sugar Ray Robinson. When you look at Sugar Ray Robinson's record, what he did, I think he had 40-something fights undefeated, lost once against Jake LaMotta, then went at 60 or 70 or 80 undefeated after that. So Sugar Ray Robinson, you could argue, was one of the great fighters. I mean, people are pound for pound, he's one of the great fighters. So when you look at greatness and looking at players from yesteryear, it is, as you said, it's a combination of watching them, their highlights and their videos, what they achieved, and looking at what they did at the time. I can never come out and say a Di Stefano, a Pele is the best player I've seen because I never saw them. I can only say that for people who are of my time. But as I've said before many times, Maradona, I feel, taking everything into account, is the greatest player because combination with how he played the game, his talent, his achievements, the degree of difficulty of his achievements, his impact on the team, taking everything into account, you would argue for me, he is the greatest player of all time. But I can't say Maradona is the best player I've seen. That still goes to Ronaldo because that is a different thing. Best player I've seen and greatest player are different things. So I do think that you just have to qualify it. You have to qualify it based on, okay, I didn't see them play. So this is blah, 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 blah. I didn't see them play, but this is what these dudes did. This is how these This is how good these dudes are, and so forth. So, and I think once you do that, and once you understand that, then you'll be able to say what's up. Then you'll be able to say what's up. So, thank you for that question, big man. Thank you for that question, big man. So, moving on swiftly. Moving on swiftly. Let's see what else we have here. There we go. So, next question. So, from Zizu1998. Thank you for the question, big man. Isn't it about time people need to put more respect on Modric's name and stop hating because he won the Ballon d'Or ahead of their fake goats, like you say? I never said anything about fake goats. The guy is a serious baller and still going at 35 and doesn't look like slowing down anytime soon. And I just checked his ranking in the website. You have to put him higher now. Hashtag honest Liverpool fan. Thanks for the work as usual. So yeah, man. Modric. We are going to have a discussion about Modric this Sunday. And I think we need to open up the Modric discussion yet again and really have a proper critique on Modric as a player. And you're right. Modric, (2018), I felt Modric, that was it. He reached his peak, reached the zenith. And I think that I was like, this, you can bow out gracefully. Took your country, your tiny country, to a World Cup final. You were voted best player of the World Cup, even though I think Hazard was, but you were voted best at the World Cup. Won FIFA Best Award, won Ballon d'Or, deservedly so. But, and when sort of the season afterwards, I think they struggled because that was the season under Lopetegui, then the season under Solari, getting bomb slapped by your boys Ajax. I was like, okay, maybe this Madrid side just aren't the same and homeboy is declining. But with Zidane coming back and reinvigorating the team, I think we have to open up the discussion about Modric and where he lives, because Modric has been playing very well. Very well. And I believe that people have disrespected Modric. And I think they've done so based off of Real Madrid's success. And I think, because I think, let's keep it real, people felt away by how Argentina got pimped in that game. And we all know that Messi was on the pitch. People were angry of how Argentina got pimped, and Modric had one of the best performances of that entire tournament in that game, where they lubricated Argentina 3-0, and Modric scored one of the goals of the tournament in that game. And maybe I think people felt away. But I think, Modric, when I'm just seeing him, because that's how I judge a player, which is why I hold Zidane in such high reverence, is after your peak, deep into your years, are you still saying what's up? Are you still saying what's up when the curtains have been drawn, they're playing the closing away music? Are you still able to ride? And that's a key thing. Because let's just take his last game against Inter Milan. Modric was showing that Aldrich where he's gracing the ball, carrying the ball from midfield, his balance, attacking the spaces, his passing, his imaginative passing. Look at the goal that he scored against Barcelona with the outside of his foot. You're now seeing a guy who knows that he's old. He doesn't have his legs. But what you never lose, you lose your legs, you lose your speed, you lose your strength, you lose your impact. What you'll never lose is this, your brain, which is what Zidane showed in 2006, where I can still come out from retirement. I may not have the legs that I had in 98 or 2000, but but quality is quality, which is why I love football so much. Football isn't like an NBA or NFL. Football is not predicated on your pace or your power. Hence why I always say that whenever commentators are complimenting a black player on pace and power, they're not complimenting you. They just view you as a piece of brainless meat. That's all you're good for is running fast and having power. Football is a thinking man's game. Okay? Like, You don't need to be fast to be amazing at football. You don't need to be powerful to be amazing at football. You just need to play the sport the right way. And if you're smart enough or clever enough, you will be amazing at football. Again, we just have to talk about a guy, Maradona. How fast was Maradona? How strong was Maradona? Even Zidane as well. How strong was Zidane? Zidane had zero speed. So Modric is just now learning, and this is what a lot of quality players learn is that, okay, I don't have that spring in the step that I once had, but I still have my intelligence. I still have my brain. I still have my touch, and I still have the understanding. People would argue that Pirlo arguably played the best football of his career older in his age. An argument can be made. Zidane in 2006 was better than Zidane in 90. Well, no, Zidane in 2006 was definitely better than Zidane in 98. Zidane in 98 only had one game. We can revisit the whole Zidane 1998 if we want to. We can have that conversation if we want to, but Zidane only had one good game in 1998. And he didn't even have a great game in that final. He just scored two goals. But we can revisit that. I think now you look at 2000, where, yeah, he was much better in 2000 than he was in 98. But let me consider that Zidane, deep into his 30s, his best performance was in 2006. You can definitely make that argument. So that is a strong argument to be made. So, for me, Modric right now, because I think I had Modric up at tier 3. I think Modric is doing tier 2 now. I think Modric is giving us some tier 2 football. So, and that's amazing. Where he's at this age where people thought he was over, he's giving us a tier 2 flex. So for me, I think that just shows the quality of the man. That he can still say what's up at such a level. So, thanks for that question, big man. Let's keep it moving. From EJ, shout out to your boy EJ, man. Thank you, bro. What's up? Do you think the English hype makes some of their youngsters overconfident and they later flop? And what do you think the English hype would have been if they had players like Iniesta, Xavi, Pirlo, Zidane, Kroos, and Modric? It's funny you ask this. This is my thing. I believe that the universe works in very specific ways, and the world works in very specific ways. I feel that based on how the English media overrate certain players, the universe would never give them a Xavi, a Pirlo, a Zidane, Kroos, or a Modric, or an Iniesta. They'll never give it to them. Because if they give it to them, it will sort of unbalance the universe. It's sort of like on Thanos the universe. Because Thanos always wants balance and everything. It would create a very un-Thanos-like universe if England were given those kinds of players, because I can't even imagine how the media would react to them. And yes, 100%. English hype ruined Rooney. English hype ruined Lampard and Gerrard. Remember, like, England kept saying that, oh my gosh, we're the best team, we're one of the favourites. It ruined them. Even right now, why the hell are England's second favourites at the Euros? What the hell have they done to prove that they're their second favourites? But people say, oh, because they reached the semis of the World Cup. But let's investigate that. Who did they play? Panama, Colombia, Sweden, and then they ultimately got beat by Croatia. So that run to the semi was not the most impressive run. It's similar to OPH's run to the final. It wasn't that impressive. And 100%, I think it is very damaging. I think it would be helpful if the English media just relaxed and chilled out and weren't so overbearing and overconfident of these their players, because it's like it doesn't help anyone, but they can't help it, because I think the English media are very, very much patriotic. So is every country, but people will tell you, like, players that come to England will say, man, the English press is crazy. And people who, let's say, they've come from Italy, they've come from Portugal, they've come from Spain, they will always tell you that there is something very particular about the English media. There is something just very, very deep about the English media and just how intense it is, and how intense they are, and how they almost have you in a chokehold in how they want to ask you questions and so forth. So yeah, English media have always been like that. So in the sense why I said now you have a guy like Phil Foden and Sancho, and you have quality players. For English media, just shut the hell up. Just shut up and let them do their thing. Don't and I think the advice for people, for fans, is don't even read the media stuff. I mean, a lot of fans, they end up buying trash like the Sun and Daily Mirror. But if you want these players to succeed, don't say anything. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Let them go and prove themselves. Once they now prove themselves, then you can then now talk. Foden, Grealish have not done anything else. Have not done anything to be like, aha. Haaland has been scoring G's, breaking records, and has already put himself on the map. Mbappe already has his World Cup. The Us has is the Us. So let them first succeed. Because the worst thing is that you're already anointing them before they've succeeded, which makes no sense. Let them first succeed, then you can then anoint them. You don't anoint them first before they've succeeded. So that is my thingy over there, man. So, who's this guy? All right, last question here, man. This is an interesting one. I always appreciate non-football questions. From Daniel Jones Ortega, who says, when are we going to get some hot merch? Yes, I'm working on that. I just think it's just been a bit difficult, because I've just been very, very, very busy. But I will try and get back onto the merch, onto the shirts, and onto the gear and so forth. So just watch this space soon. I will try and work on the shopping and everything, and then I'll try and get that merch badingi to you guys as soon as possible. So just watch this space. Also, I know this is a football stream, but I really need to know, how important are the grades you get in your uni degree really? I keep making the same mistake, thinking that the grades are everything, but then I realize they don't mean much. Well, here's my thing. It depends what you want to do. My uni grades have nothing to do with the part-time job I have or what I'm doing right now for YouTube. This YouTube thing that I'm doing has nothing to do with my uni grades. I didn't have to show Google that, hey man, I got a 2-2 in science communication. Can I please talk about football on YouTube? I didn't have to do that. And the funny thing is that the part-time job that I have working for a TV station was through this. This was my CV, me doing this YouTube thing. So really, like, my uni grades helped me get the online shop job that I had. But overall, it didn't really it didn't really move the needle that much for me, man. Like, it wasn't really a biggie for me. So I think that uni grades only really matter dependent on what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, some people, if you're going into medicine, oh my gosh, if you're doing medicine, if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a business person, you want to be an economist or something, then those grades, they matter, because that uni thing is directly linked into your job. But if you want to be an actor, you want to be a musician, you want to be a YouTube content creator, then uni grades don't mean anything. So it's all dependent on what you want to do. Is your course directly related to what you want to do? My course, science communication, I just did it because I just needed to have like a regular job, because a regular job, they just want to just say that you have a degree. Forget what they say. Do you have a degree? Let's just see what you have. Just any kind of job. But if there's a specific job you want to do and it ain't related to what you're doing at uni, then fuck, the grades don't freaking matter, man. They don't. So you always have to just have a very wide spectrum of what you want to do, man. That's always the key thing, man. All right, man. Let's see what you guys. So, guys, send in those questions, man. We're sending those questions, man. Sending those questions, man. Sending those questions, man. So, I don't know how long we'll be here for, but we'll try and keep this stream running for as long as I possibly can, man. I'll try and keep you as entertained as possible, man. Hence why I've got my food, I've got my drink, and we're here to roll, man. So Do you think that players like Ronaldo and Messi will have stadiums named after them? They've won many Euro Club Cups, but no World Cups. Will that negatively affect their legacy? No. Um, the world has changed and the world evolves. And I think that Cristiano and Messi have created their own legacies. And because they've created their own legacies, Messi will. I will be shocked if Barcelona, but no. Barcelona are naming a stand after Messi. That's a fact. Now, I don't think they will rename Camp Nou after him. I think that's a bit too crazy, specifically how he leaves. But once the bad blood settles, I'll be shocked if there isn't. There's obviously going to be a statue, but there will be a stand. They'll be like, this is the Lionel Messi stand after him and the Camp Nou. That's a fact. I think for Cristiano, I would not be surprised. You see, for Cristiano, it's different. Because we know that they're naming they're going to name the Napoli Stadium after Maradona. And they may, wherever Argentina play, they're going to name a stadium after Maradona in Argentina. That's a fact. Cristiano, I believe that eventually, I don't know whether whenever he's alive or whenever he's dead, they're going to name a stadium in Portugal after Cristiano. Because I think what Cristiano's image for Portugal is far greater than Messi's image for Argentina. I think Messi's image for Barcelona is far greater than his image for Argentina. I don't think Cristiano spent enough time to be called a United legend. And for Real Madrid, as much as he did for Real Madrid, I don't think Real Madrid fans ever viewed him or ingratiated him or loved him the way that they did Raul, i.e. one of their own, or they did Sergio Ramos. But I think in terms of Portugal, Cristiano is an icon, so 100% I think that is what they will name a stadium after him, 100% in Portugal. But the world, because we're living in a different world. We're living in a different world where like people don't really take the whole, oh, did you win a World Cup and everything? They don't take that seriously because these guys have sort of created their own legacies for themselves differently now. So, all right, let's see what else you guys said, man. I heard about this, man. Actually, after this, I think it may be a good time to even talk about the Chelsea Spurs after this, man. But I think Bayern are crazy to let it go. But Bayern are one of those guys who they have their values. And they will never, ever usurp their values. And they always say, no, this is what our values are, and this is how we're going to roll. But if Chelsea gets Alaba, that would be huge. That is a seismic, massive, huge signing. Massive, huge signing. Huge signing. You know. Massive. Absolutely massive. Because you have a guy who I still think is good. He's still quality, but more so. Remember, Lampard loves players who can play multiple positions. You have a guy who can play DM. You have a guy who can play left back. And a guy who can play centre back. That would be dynamite. Not only can he play those multiple positions, he's actually good. And quality in them. If Chelsea can get Alaba, that would be massive. That, my friends, would be huge. That would be huge. What did you do before YouTube? Before YouTube, let's see. Well, before YouTube, what was I doing? Yeah, I just in and out of different jobs here and there. I was a street fundraiser. I was a telemarketer. Then I worked a bit in as an online salesperson. Now I have my job as a sports analyst on TTV. So it news stuff here and there, nothing too exciting. Yes. So let's ride with this, man. So what are you guys saying about this game? What are you guys saying about Chelsea, Tottenham? I only hear some scores. Let's just have like a very general riff raff discussion. What kind of score are you guys going with? Because again, my thoughts are out there. They're on YouTube. I've put them on the channel. I'm going with 2-1. Tottenham should feel confident. Tottenham can win. But I feel the Alderweireld injury is going to be damaging. That is what I think swings it. The Alderweireld injury for me swings it for Chelsea. And with Eric Dyer in defense, Chelsea have way too many weapons for them in defense, man. But I'm worried about Son. Son is a worry. Because if Kane and Son combine, that is what could be problematic. So this game is great because for Chelsea, we will now know how good is the Chelsea team. How good are they? Because Chelsea have the last real good proper team that Chelsea faced, like really good, was Liverpool. They lost. Second team as good as Liverpool they faced was Sevilla. They drew. So, but both those games wasn't playing. Ziyech wasn't playing. So, that was key. See, for Tottenham, my thing is, what is Mourinho's approach? Is he going to sit back, men behind the ball and counter? Or is he going to throw guys forward and attack? That's my thing. Is he going to sit back or is he going to attack? I have no idea. I have no idea, man. So this is Bram's 1000th game. It's written in the stars. Look, you can't take an L on Bram's 1000th game, especially when it's at home. Especially when it's on home, you cannot do that, man. I don't think Son is out. Son is there, man. HH, which player do you think will be key for Chelsea to win the game? Because I think Kante is vital for breaking up play and pocketing Kane. For me, you have to look at offensive and defensive. I think for defensive, yes, Kante. So basically, key player without the ball and with the ball. Without the ball, Kante. Because I think that Tottenham are going to counter. And Kante's interception and reading where Kane wants to pass the ball to Son or Ndombele wants to pass the ball to Son and reading those passes and really cutting off that supply chain between the midfield and Son, I think it's going to be Kante's job. And for with the ball, Ziyech. Because especially if the team Tottenham are going to sit back deep, you now have to have some imagination, you have to have dribbling, you have to have somebody with a bit of craft to be able to cut them open. So those are going to be the two main guys. Because, see, my thing is, how is he going to use Son and Kane? And how are Tottenham going to use Son and Kane to open them up, man? So, Tottenham, yeah, listen, that's to see. My thing is, how deep are Tottenham going to be? Is Mourinho, because for me, I think what would be interesting is if Mourinho surprises Lampard and be like, okay, you know what, we're actually going to press these guys. We're actually going to attack these guys a bit much. We're actually going to try and play. and we're trying to get our midfield into the game and really put some pressure on these dudes, um, because Chelsea's midfield is strong. But my thing is this: is that look, you put for me. I always say that if everyone is fit, Kovacic has to start. Kovacic is Chelsea's strongest central midfielder in terms of just the central midfield role and that position. Um, Kovacic is the strongest dude, man. So you would want him there. Um, but for the other guys, man, I'm like, because Jorginho, man, if you put Jorginho there and you press Jorginho, it ain't looking pretty. It ain't looking pretty. But Ndombele is another threat, because Ndombele is a dude who's actually been improving. He's been improving a lot. And who gave that ball to Song against City? Ndombele. Jose has a plan. I don't know how we'll win, but I'm having faith. This is about Mourinho. Mourinho is never too ashamed to admit that, okay, I was wrong. I got it wrong. And Mourinho will learn from that game in December. And Mourinho is a guy who he doesn't give a damn. All Mourinho cares about is just winning. He will change any tactic and anything. Mourinho is the complete opposite of a philosophy merchant. All Mourinho wants to do is win. What do I need to do to win? Fine. What? I need these guys to sniff cocaine. If sniffing cocaine will guarantee me a W, right, let's get sniffing. So he will roll there. Yeah, I don't think Bale is going to start, I actually don't think he's going to start Bale. What if Lampard plays 3-4-2-1? I dare him to. I dare Lampard to try and get cute and play through at the back. For me, I think the formation is 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1 is the full formation. Because I think that is the formation that can best yield some results. Specifically, you now give Havertz that's number 10 position. So you have both Havertz and Ziyech both creating, because the more creators you have, the better chance you have of creating chances to score against a team that wants to defend against you. Because 4-3-3 would work against a team that wants to now come out and attack you. But a team that's not giving you space, you need a bit of dimension there. So a 4-3-1, I think, would work best, man. Did you forget that Chelsea couldn't beat Spurs without Son and Mount choked on penalties? Look, man. For me, I think that the Papa John's Cup is different from a Premier League, is different from a Champions League, man. So it's all depends. But I think that you're going to see a different Chelsea. You're going to see a different Chelsea, and I think that not that Chelsea were not taking that game seriously, but Chelsea are taking this game more seriously than that game. And I think that they're actually looking more forward to this game and seeing what's up in this game than in the other game, man. So what scores were you guys even saying, man? So I was saying some 3-1s, 4-1s, 2-0s. I'm sticking with 2-1 for Chelsea. I say Chelsea take it 2-1, and that's how they ride, man. So I'm saying 4-2 to Chelsea, 4-2 to Chelsea, 3-1 Chelsea, 5-0 to Tottenham. Guys, come on, man. Come on. Like, the only way because I do think that we may get a red card, so the only way that we see a blowout is if this is a sending off. And I do believe that there might be a sending off. There just might be a sending off, but it's all dependent, man. It's all dependent, but there might be a sending off. Man. 7-1 Spurs, 3-1 the Sunrise in the East, North and South. Nah, guys, come on, man. But I would like Tottenham to come out and attack. but I don't think that they will. But this game, I think, is important in showing us what Chelsea are made of. You know, because I think if Chelsea can beat Tottenham, and if they can beat Tottenham convincingly, I think it will show us that, oh, these guys, there is they have a lot, like, there's a lot of belief about them, and these guys may be serious about winning this league. And to win a league, you have to be able to win those big games, those key games, those massive games, those difficult games, both home and away. And against the most informed team, you have to ride through. So shout out to your boy Lartin Lozaro. That Tottenham is going to circumcise Chelsea. Based on what? Based on what? How and where do you base it on? How do you believe that they're going to circumcise Chelsea? How? For what reason? Like where do you get that data from? you know, and yeah, the only way that Tottenham will circumcise Chelsea is if Chelsea have a sending off. I feel there's going to be a big decision. I feel there's going to be a big decision in this game, man. So if Chelsea beats Spurs, will you put some respect on Sir Frank? No, if Chelsea beats Spurs, I'll give him a dub. I'll give him a dub. I think that's the best thing I can give him. I'm not sure that I can give him anything more than that, but I will definitely give him a 100% big man dub. So yeah, look, man, that's my thing there. Chelsea against Spurs. I'm rolling in there with the game 2-1. It'll be exciting, everyone, guys. Sunday we will be looking at the game. Directly after the game, we'll be back here. Directly after the game, we'll be back here doing our thing, man. Doing our thing, doing our damn thing, man. All right, so let's get back to some questions, guys. Sending questions, man. HH, can a team stumble onto winning a league title? No, you can't. Because a league title, well, I say this. Normally, I would say no. But I could argue that Juventus stumbled upon that Serie A title. Yeah, they won it. Yeah, they deserved it because they won the most games. But I would still feel that they stumbled upon it. Because they were never fully convincing. Ever. They were always like pushing through, and they never looked like they had the kind of proper swag to be able to really operate at that high of a level where, okay, we're definitely the best team in the league. They never had that. So for me, Juventus stumbled upon it. But apart from Juve last season under Sarri, I don't think I can give you an example of a team stumbling upon a league title. I can't. Because you have to have so much consistency throughout a league campaign. Because obviously, for me, the Champions League will always be prime, number one. CL will always be prime. But I can accept that a league is harder to win. A league is harder to win. I think basically it's the difficulty of both competitions. A CL and the league, it's different difficulty. A league is that it's so long. There's so many games, and you have to maintain so much of a focus. The thing with a CL is that you're playing such good teams, and you're playing teams of such a high caliber and a high level. So in that sense, it's just sort of different. So that's my thing. But yeah, not many guys really stumble upon winning a league title, man. Um, can Bruno reach the level of Kaka? Um, could he reach the level of Kaka? No, he can't. And this is for a guy who didn't rate Kaka that highly. No. Bruno is a quality player. Really good player. And I think he has been a superb signing. And you could almost have an argument that where would United have been if they didn't sign Bruno? You know, it could have been really ugly because how he has affected this team. I know Fernandes and everything, but Bruno has been what they wanted Pogba to be. That's what he's been. But I think Kaka was a different kind of player, man. Kaka's skill, technique, his balance. Like that was Kaka's greatest skill. Kaka had incredible balance on the ball, absolute balance on the ball. And then another thing that skill wise, Kaka was just the superior player. And Bruno will never get to Kaka's peak. Bruno will never get to Kaka's peak. No. The kinds of goals that Kaka was scoring, the kinds of things that Kaka was doing on the pitch for AC Milan, Bruno ain't doing that, bro. So it's just all about a skill thing, man. Shout out from the dub, real deal. Shout out for the dub, Mr. Real Deal. If Messi wins no trophy for second straight year, CR7 greater. This is one of the most fascinating things in my life. People will just not let this thing rest. They'll not let this thing rest. You see, Real Deal, this is what people need to get. And I know that I will say this again, but people won't listen, but fair enough. I'll say it again. Messi can go for the next... He can finish the rest of the seasons not winning a single trophy. Breaking it up. 8 after 8, 8-2. But the fact of the matter is this, man. Messi will always be the better player. Always. There is nothing Cristiano can do that will ever make him as good of a footballer than Messi. Now, if you want to talk about trophies, greatness, impact of the game, then our record, then that's a different case. One thing that cannot be refuted based on footballing quality as an overall footballer, Messi will always be the better player than Cristiano. He always will be, and that's just community. Cristiano is a goal scorer. Messi is a goal scorer, playmaker, and creator. So by definition, a guy who can pass, create, playmake, and score overall has more to his game footballing wise than a guy whose main skills are all about just putting the ball in the net. Because football is much more than just putting the ball in the net. Passing is part of it. Dribbling is part of it. Scoring is part of it. Tackling is part of it. Positioning is part of it. Off the ball movement is part of it. So it is, and I know people will continue to argue, but I'm sorry. For me, there is no debate. Messi will always be the better player. He will always be the better player, and that's just you just have to just accept that, man. How underrated is Snyder? He was unreal in that treble-winning season and in the World Cup 2010 and got snubbed for the Ballon d'Or. You see, Snyder for me isn't a GOAT. I think whenever I put in my Hall of Fame, Snyder would definitely go into the greats category because you have the horsemen, you have the legends, and then you have the greats. Snyder would definitely go into that greats category. And for me, Snyder was Snyder in 2010 was the best playmaker in the world. And that's for that year, 2010, he was the best player in the world. Based on what he did for Inter Milan, based on what he did for Holland, he was the best player in the world. And see, that's just the thing, just that he never really had like a sustained period of 3 4 years where he was money. But for that 2010, I cannot find you many number 10s that played the position as well as Snyder. Because in terms of your job is to create. Didn't he provide both of the assists to Milito in that final against Bayern? I'm not sure. Because I know that he provided one pass that Milito missed and she was like pissed about. I think he provided both passes to Milito for him to score those 2 goals in the final. But in terms of my job is to create and to pass and to produce through balls, nobody did it better than Homeboy. Nobody did it better than Homeboy, and I think he was just amazing in how he did that. So for me, he was amazing. No Snyder, basically without Snyder, Inter don't win that treble. No, without Snyder, Holland do not get to that final. Because Robin was money as well in 2010, but for me, Robin's World Cup was 2014. That was when he was money. 2010, Snyder was Holland's MVP. It was Holland's MVP in that 2010. And I said again, with the whole Ballon d'Or thing, it's a popularity contest, you know. It's a popularity, like when Snyder and Ribery didn't win, I was like, all right, cool. They want to just promote this bullcrap, dumbass, Cristiano Messi bullshit. So, H rank Ruiz, Ribery, Mane, Nani at their peak. At their peak. Now, have we seen Mane's peak? Who knows? Maybe we've seen Nani's peak, we've seen Ribery's peak, we've seen Ruiz's peak. Have we seen Mane's peak? Because Mane could still get better. So let's just take Mane now, then, like Mane at the best of his abilities now. If I was to rank them, so from bottom to top, so from the bottom to the top, Nani. This is tough. It might be because for me, I still think Mane can get better. So as around, I might say Nani, Mane, Royce, Ribery. Because I'm trying to think, because for me, Ruiz and Ribery, I think are the top two. Because Ruiz at his peak was crazy. He was crazy. I kind of think of better attacking midfielders than Marco Ruiz when he was at his best. Because Ruiz was money. Ruiz at the top of his game, that guy was cash money. But Ribery was, I told you again, he was another guy that got snubbed. 2013 Ribery, that guy was just insane. You know, that guy was off the Chinese. That guy was off the absolute Chinese. So yeah, I think I would go that Nani, Mane, Ruiz, and Ribery. You know, like peak Ribery was, you know, one of the craziest wingers that we've seen, man. All right, what are we saying, man? Because my thing is that have we seen Ribery's peak? No, sorry, have we seen Mane's peak? I don't think we have. So Son is the new Eto for Mourinho. He can play Son anywhere and he can be effective. No, he isn't. Eto right wing shouldn't not really have worked, and Eto didn't like playing there. Trust me, he did not like being played so out of position because Eto, for so much of his career, like Real Mallorca and Barcelona, was played as a striker. Then Eto, because Mourinho had a very specific way that he wanted to play, and he believed in Benito's finishing, Snyder in behind him, he always was like, you know, Eto, I still admire your qualities and your skills. I want to put you out right wide and really for you to marshal that wide area. But he didn't enjoy playing there. Son plays wide. I think for Korea and for um, Frank, no, and for Leverkusen, he played out wide. So I don't think it is that much of a departure for Son to play out wide. I think he's perfectly fine playing there, man. So Son being there is all cool, man. Is all cool. Is all cool for Son playing there for sure, for sure, for sure. All right, what I was always saying, man. Worst and best teams in CL finals, man. Worst and best teams in CL finals. Um, Tottenham have to be ranked as one. I think for me, it's between Tottenham and Monaco in CL finals, but I would say Tottenham were the worst, followed by Monaco. Um, yeah, those are the worst that I've seen. But no, I think no, by far Tottenham are the worst team to play in a final. Well, like based on their performance, not really know well, based on their performance in the final, Tottenham are the worst. The best, Real Madrid in 2000 was crazy because those guys they cleaned Valencia's clock because what they won 3-0. So you're looking at Real Madrid in 2000. You're looking at Barcelona in 2011. You're looking at Real Madrid in 2017. So those are the ones that stand out. So Madrid 2000, Barcelona 2011, and Madrid 2017. That's my thing, man. That's my thing. Side, I'm not pulling up that table, man. We all know where Man City are. Side, worry about Boychester, man. Worry about Boychester. You see, for me, I don't think like as someone mentioned Bayern. See, Bayern in 2001, that game went to penalties against Valencia. Bayern in um, Bayern in 2013, that was a close game. That was a very close game in Dortmund. And Bayern this year, again, a very close game. So I don't think there's ever been a Bayern team that you would put in as one of the best teams in the final in terms of how well they were and how well they played, man. You know. Someone said Milan. You know what? You know what? Chelsea won that game. I just saw Chelsea 2012. Fine. Fine. Because at the end of the day, all that matters is winning. But if I'm to be objective, you could definitely yes. Okay, you know what? Yeah, you could say Tottenham, Monaco, then Chelsea. So Tottenham 2019, Monaco 04, Chelsea 2012. Because Chelsea got totally owned. They got completely owned. But they still turned it around, man. They still turned it around. Because, I mean, Tottenham, first of all, that's the worst final of all time. By far. That final was an absolute flipping disgrace of a final, man. It was awful. That final was completely and totally awful. And but a major part of that was Pochettino, you moron. Lochettino. Maurizio Lochettino. You played a dude who had not played a competitive game for 2 months. And you played him in a Champions League final against Liverpool. That's just madness. That is just complete and utter madness, man. So Pochettino, you will always be a brick for that. Always. You will always be a brick for that, man. So all right, man. No. Lochettino, the guy messed up, man. The guy messed up big time, big time. Um, all right, what else? What else are you guys saying, man? Prime Man City or Prime Liverpool? So obviously, Prime Man City is obviously 100 points. Prime Liverpool is last season, 99 points. See, this is funny thing. Would you say Prime Liverpool is last season, 99 points, or would you say Prime Liverpool is Salah's record-breaking season where they got to the final in 2018? Because for me, that Liverpool team were much better and far better in 2018. Sorry, 2018 than they were in 2019. And that was the team that got Man City's ass, that cooked them open. So, because remember, the 2019. No. Yeah. So, I prefer to watch the Liverpool team of 2018 that got to the 2018 CL final. But if I'm being objective, you would say the Prime Man City team, because 100 points is 100 points. And not only that, it is the amount of goals they scored. Because my thing is, even if the Liverpool team of last season got to 100 points or more, they were not very entertaining. For me, they were worse than they were in 2018, where I think they finished third or something. But for me, the Man City team that got 100 points, it was not only 100 points, it's how they played, how they beat teams, the amount of goals that they scored. Like, they just beat the living crap out of guys. They spanked the living heck out of guys, man. So I have to say that Prime Man City are those dudes, man. Prime Man City. Prime Man City. Man City. All right. From your boy, the real deal, man. Thanks for the dub. Why do people don't talk about 1990 World Cup Maradona's second final? No, I think people do talk about it, but I think, like, first of all, the final was actually very, very boring. It wasn't the most exciting final, and Maradona was actually injured. He was carrying an injury through that World Cup, but he was still trying hard to play throughout. He was still trying hard to play throughout the injury in the game. But yeah, the 1990 World Cup wasn't the most exciting World Cup. It wasn't the most entertaining World Cup, and I think that even the final as well, it was won by a penalty. So it was. People don't really talk much about 1990. Germany deservedly, West Germany, they deservedly won it. But I think what you have to admire is how Maradona, because how people say that, oh no, Neymar was injured, or this guy was injured, they couldn't do anything. Maradona was injured. Everyone knew that this guy was not fully fit. But Maradona didn't care he was injured. He still willed his team, bled through, and still squeezed every single bit of juice from his body to inspire his team to that final, man. So, shout out to your boy. Kevin K, man, thanks for the dub. Kevin K, thanks for the dub. If Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, should he play out wide or up top as replacement for Benzema? I think he can score more as a 9 versus on the right. HH the Ghost. Thank you, bro. Mbappe never works as a striker. Never. Look at the game that we saw against Red Bull Leipzig. Mbappe was in the middle as a striker. Neymar was left. Di Maria was right. What did Mbappe do? Not much. Mbappe, like, people have to understand that the striker position is a particular discipline. You need to understand and be well versed into how you play as a striker, because you have to have the right proper characteristics and the right kind of understanding for how to play that position. And if you don't have that kind of understanding for how you play that position, you ain't gonna roll. Simple as that. You ain't gonna roll if you don't understand how to play that position. So for Mbappe, his skill set, I think, lends himself to being played out wide, where he has much more space to express himself and to really offer more damage to the opposition. So the idea for me, Real Madrid, I think the dream move for Real Madrid is Erling Haaland and Mbappe. Erling Haaland as a striker, Mbappe wide right, and now Real are now cooking. Because Benzema is going to be there, Benzema will be there as long as Zidane is there. Zidane isn't sniffing or considering removing his Algerian brother. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. So, but Mbappe as a striker doesn't work. Mbappe has to play. So Mbappe wide right, and let's keep it real. Who is the right-sided attacker for Real right now? Rodrigo, Vasquez, Asensio. let's keep it a stack. Yes, Said, man. Thanks for the dub. Thanks for the dub. Thanks for the dub. Yes, Said. Platini said what Zizou can do with the ball, Maradona can do with an orange. Rest in peace, Maradona, man. Yeah, no, look. I mean, look. Even my brother even sent me a video of Zizou, where Zizou was saying that Maradona had this thing where he would just knock the ball onto a crossbar, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He'll knock it to the crossbar, come back to you, knock it to the crossbar. And Zidane actually tried to do it, and he said, and he couldn't do it. So Zidane, the great Zidane, couldn't actually do that skill of knocking the ball onto a crossbar and having it do a backspin, come back to you, and hitting it onto the crossbar again. And Maradona could do that like 5 or 6 or 7 times in a row. So, dude was different, bro. Dude was different, man. Dude was different. HH, as a complicated Chelsea fan, please get it right. As a complicated Chelsea fan, I am not a proper Chelsea fan. I'm a complicated Chelsea fan. As a complicated Chelsea fan, if you had one player to bring back except Drogba and Lampard, who would you bring back? Now, my thing is that to make it interesting, who would I bring back into this team? Into this team. So no Drogba, no Lampard. It's between Essien and Ashley Cole. Because I was going to say the racist adulterer, John Terry, but I think Thiago and Zuma, I think that could be a very formidable partnership. Thiago and Zuma. Like, before Thiago was brought, it would have been John Terry. But since they're both there, it's between Ashley Cole and Essien, because remember, we never saw true Essien. Essien had a knee injury and it went downhill from there. So we never truly saw, because I think if Chelsea had peak Essien, Chelsea would have been very difficult, because Essien was a serious talent, a serious unrealized talent. Ashley Cole. Because I think Ashley Cole has the defensive quality of Aspilicueta and the offensive quality of Reece James. So you have like an amazing two-in-one package. And I've said many times that Ashley Cole is arguably one of the best left backs of all time. Forget about who he is as a guy. Based on just his quality as a player, he's arguably one of the best left backs of all time. So for me, the guy to bring back for me for sure is Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole, for sure. The guy not to bring, if I was a guy not to bring back, I mean, Torres, Morata, Michael Dewberry. Oh, you see, my thing is, of course, Zola is. I wanted to answer the question in terms of what do Chelsea need? See, if we're not just saying it in general, Zola, man, everyone, I don't care anyone bounce. But Chelsea right now don't need a Zola. They don't need a Zola. They don't need a Drogba. They don't need a Lampard. They don't need a John Terry. They don't need an Ashley Cole, because Chilwell is good. But if you have a choice between Chilwell and Ashley Cole, oh boy, I'm going for Ashley Cole for sure. From Constantine Kane, man, thanks for the dub, man. Thanks for the dub. HH, can you name the X11 of the Champions League winners, starting from 2020 and going back as far as you can? 5 lives, 1 life lost for every wrong player. What? Can you name the... Oh, that's impossible. So you want me to name the starting 11 of the Champions League winners? Bro, I've already lost. Come on. I mean, guys, come on. I've already lost. See, come on. I mean, what are we doing here? I've already lost. Because, okay, you have Bayern in 2020, okay, 2019. Okay, 2018. I'm like, okay, who was there in 20? Yeah, man. Okay, so, okay, I'll try, but I won't get it wrong. So, Bayern Munich. So, obviously, you have Neuer. So, Alphonso Davies. I suppose, I suppose, was it Alaba and Boateng? And then right back. What right back did they have? Was it Pava at right back? So obviously you have Goretzka, Thiago Alcantara, Thomas Muller. Then obviously they had Coman instead of Perisic. Then Gnabry. Then they obviously had Lewandowski. But now we now go to Liverpool. Liverpool is okay. So obviously you had Alisson. So obviously it had to be Trent and Rob Robertson. Then obviously it had to be Van Dijk and was it? That's like, so now I can't remember. Was it Van Dijk and Gomez or was it Matip? Then I think was it Ronaldo, Henderson, Fabinho, I believe. Then of course Salah, Mane, and Firmino. I mean, like, listen, for me, that's I can't do. I can't do. I can give you the winners. I can give you the finalists from. I can give you the finalists from 2000 till now, but the first 11, nah. You see, that's something that I said, nah, I can't do it, man. That's a bit. Kimmich, Joshua Kimmich. I know it was a rapper, Joshua Kimmich. You know, shout out to your boy Jonas Philbeck. Shout out to your boy Jonas Philbeck. Shout out to your boy Jonas Philbeck. Shout out to your boy. Who's the bigger flop failure in Europe, Lord Wenger or Conte? Conte. Wenger got to a final. Wenger got to a final with arguably a weaker team. And also, that win against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, that was huge. That was huge. Conte has never... the only final Conte... Oh, no, as I say... Because, no, I think... Yeah, Arsenal got to the UEFA Cup final, but I think they lost to Galatasaray. So... Yeah, but Conte, the best you've done is the Europa League final, which you lost. The furthest you've gone in is still, I believe, is a quarter-final, I believe. Wenger got to a UEFA Cup final, got to a Champions League final. So, by definition, he's already done better. And let's keep it real. Quite a few times, look at who Arsenal got pimped out to. Bayern Munich, served a few times, Barcelona a few times, so they lost to eventual winners or some of the very best teams. So for me, no, and for Conte, a tested baby knocked you out last season. And you are facing elimination right now in a group that has Borussia Mönchengladbach. Borussia Mönchengladbach and Donetsk. Okay, Real Madrid fine. But in a group that has Mönchengladbach and Shakhtar Donetsk, you could potentially not make it through the group. For me, nah. That for me is prime failure. That for me is prime failure to me, man. Question. Do you think Salah is better than Ronaldo? Than Ronaldo? Homeboy has 84 Premier League goals, same as CR7. Ronaldo has 105 goals. Same as CR7, Ronaldo, and has 105 goals for Liverpool, all competition. He's underrated. He played 70 games less. Salah isn't better than Cristiano. Let's just stop that right there. And for me, Salah is still forging his his path. Now, if you want to now change the statement and say, for this period in time, Salah has outscored Cristiano for the period of time he's been in the Premier League. Because again, facts are facts. He has the record number of goals in the Premier League, something that no one else has done, no one else that Cristiano has done. But Cristiano, look at his longevity and the consistency which he is with. He has scored goals. Again, look at the tape. He scored more goals than games he played in for Real Madrid. That's a fact. So my thing with Salah is, I know Salah is an amazing goal scorer, but his story is still, Cristiano's story is ending. It is reaching its conclusion. Salah's story has reached like the middle. It's sort of just getting really good now and really juicy, because who knows what else he can do, and who knows what other kind of what heights he can reach. So it's all due to dependence, man. Look, Salah gets his love. He's not underrated. Salah gets his love. He gets his appreciation for what. I'm not going to come out and say, Salah is now better than Cristiano. Because when you're saying, so for me, we're having a goal scoring conversation. If we're having a footballing conversation, I'll say Salah is better because Salah, I think, has more to his game. But if we're having a goal scoring conversation, I've already said, Cristiano is one of the best goal scorers I've ever seen. And for me, let's see where Salah is at in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time, in 6 years' time, in 8 years' time. So, from Yasser's side, this is a super chance to put respect on Wenger's name. He's a definition of a manager who works with scraps and makes plays if only he had the money. I might do a Wenger op-ed. I think a Wenger op-ed, like same things what I did for Marigold, so I might do a Wenger op-ed. Wenger made a lot of players. No Wenger, no Henry. No Wenger, arguably no Fabregas. Wenger helped develop Van Persie, Nasri, Sania, a lot of dudes, Ashley Cole, and you cannot deny Wenger's impact on that Premier League initially. And if he was allowed, similar to Klopp with Dortmund, like Klopp and Wenger have very similar parallels. If Wenger was allowed to keep that crew of Sania, Clichy, Nasri, Kleb, Van Persie, and they just stayed together, they'd have won the league. And remember Eduardo's injury. Once Eduardo had that injury against Leicester City, the season derailed because they were 1-1. So Wenger, for me, I think the thing with Wenger was he was stubborn, and Wenger refused to accept that, bro, I know what you want to do, and you are fighting a very noble cause. It is a very noble cause that you're fighting, but ultimately your cause is futile because it is not going to yield any kind of proper results, because you have to be able to win, and players want to win. And Nasri and Clichy were like, cool, Wenger, I know what you're trying to do. I want to win now because I don't know whether I could have a long-term injury, and I want a CL, I want a Premier League, I want some medals. And I can't just have faith in you that, hey, man, don't worry, in 3 years, in 4 years, maybe. Bro, if I go to this Man City, I'm going to be guaranteed one now. So, but people need to put respect on Wenger's name. And also, I know you hate to hear it. The only Premier League team to go undefeated. Oh, they had 500 draws. Oh, they're playing boring and so forth. If you're so good, you do it. If that feat of undefeated is nothing, you do it. If you can't do it, give him the dub. Oh, insult him. Wenger this, win everything. 38 games played, 38 games unbeaten. The only team in the Premier League era to have that stat. It's a stat. From your boy Kevin K, man. Thank you for the super chat. Can we have a serious convo about Ferguson? 2 CLs in 30 years of management. one in extra time, one on penalties. His team never dominated the CL, Premier League merchants. See, this is my thing here. And I think United fans don't like me bringing this up. I love Ferguson. And for sure, he's one of the GOATs. He's one of the GOATs. As my man said, look at how Bayern won the 2020 trophy or 2013. The kind of teams that they beat and how they beat them. That's treble, 1999 is an amazing treble, but that's one of the that is the freakiest end to a football game I've ever seen in my life. 2 goals in injury time to win it. And the other one, John Terry decided to slip. John Terry decided to slip, and Drogba also got sent off as well. So you played against 10 men. So you never had like a clean CL win. You were it's a long time in management. Zizou has 3 CLs in much less time. Mourinho has 2 CLs. Pep has 2 CLs. Ancelotti has 3. Ancelotti should have 4. Because I don't know what happened in 05. Ancelotti should have 4. But he's good at 3 dub. So all I'm saying is, because my thing is, I don't give a damn what you do in the Premier League. See, why Fergie still has to be one of the GOATs is just objectively his management. I'm not a Premier League merchant. I'm a football merchant. So I respect Ferguson because, man, look at your consistency over a long period of time and how you were able to destroy teams and rebuild teams. He's not the GOAT because of his Premier League titles. He's not the GOAT because of his Premier League titles. Or he's not in the GOAT conversation because of his Premier League titles. It's because of how he was able to build a team from scratch and how he was able to create so many different teams with that team. Because again, Pep, you can learn a lot from Fergie, but let's keep it real. 2 CLs in 30 years? 2 CLs in 30 years? I have questions. 2 CLs in 30 years, man. I have questions, man. And from Yassi side, man, Prime Bale or Robin? Side, do you know who you're talking to? I mean, do you have any idea who you're talking to? I am a proud card-carrying member of the Robin Society. Now let's talk about Prime Bale. Prime Bale was money. To score an overhead kick from the bench in a CL final is insane. And some of the goals he scored for Real Madrid was insane. So Prime Bale was amazing. And let's keep it real, best player to come out of Britain in the last 20, 30 years might arguably be Bale in terms of his impact. Because for me, Bale is greater than Beckham, Owen, Lampard, Gerrard. Name any player from the Isle of Britain, Bale supersedes the man. Let's call Wales. Do you know who Robin is? Yes, it's fine. Do you know who Robin is? Robin is the coldest football player in history. I'm going to say this, and I don't care what anyone says. Robin created the inside forward. Did you hear what I just said? Robin created the inside forward. All these guys that cut in and then shoot on their strong foot. Who was doing that before Robin? Who? So this guy literally created the inside forward, a position that is now fully used in all formations. He created that. He has a signature move. Just like Del Piero Togon and the Del Piero zone, Robin had a signature move that was pretty much unstoppable. So Robin had a move that you couldn't defend. You couldn't defend the Robin move. So please, yes, aside, don't disrespect Robin. Okay? All right, that's my guy. That's my dude. With all due respect to Prime Millennium, I mean, yes, I mean, bring me someone better, but don't you dare, don't you dare try and disrespect my boy Robin, man. So, um, HH, where does Lever's performance against Madrid in 2013 rank in all-time individual UCL performances? You see, this is a strange one because was it an amazing performance? As in, did he play amazing throughout the game, or was it just the 4 goals? For me, I think it ranks as one of the top moments, similar to when Messi scored. Guys, man, we might have to have a conversation about Messi. I mean, just slight deviation. So this, so this guy scored 92 goals in a year. This guy, for a season, every other goal he scored, he'd basically chip the keeper. Every other goal he scored was pretty much him chipping and lobbing the key keeper. And this guy scored 5 goals in a Champions League game. And I think all of them were from open play. Look, man, we're going to have to have the conversation about Messi one time. But see, for me, for the Lewandowski thing, that's one of the most iconic Champions League moments of a player scored 4 goals in a semi-final against Real Madrid. So for me, that is just a moment. For me, put it this way, I think his performance, his performance against Wolfsburg, 5 goals in 10 minutes, was better. Like for me, that is like what would be like on his tombstone. Like that for me, that is Lewandowski's iconic moment. 5 goals in 10. You know the funny thing about that game? I watched the first half. I then went away, and for some reason, I just missed the beginning of the second. Remember, I was watching it live. I missed the beginning of the second half, and then it sort of came back, and I was like, "Oh wow, the game has changed." But I had missed what he had done, and then they said, "Oh, you know, this guy scored." I was like, "Excuse me." So, but yeah, that 4 goals thing was more so a thing of like he just scored those those goals, and I was like, Real Madrid, how do you concede 4 to a dude like that? And that was Mourinho, wasn't it? 2013 was Mourinho, I think. Yeah, no, it was Mourinho. Yeah, it was Mourinho. I think 2013 Mourinho was still the Madrid. So if Madrid, they wouldn't have beaten Bayern, man. Nah, they wouldn't have beaten Bayern Munich. Nah. HH, how do you rate Delict? Um, I'm not sure whether Juve was the right move. I really believe that because this is even when I was doing the whole Mario God Salvate thing. It's as a football player you have to be very aware of the club that you choose. It is hugely important. So I think the leagues would have worked better either playing for Man City or playing for Barcelona. The leagues would have been very interesting under Pep because he's a ball player like John Stones, but I do believe that he's a better defender than John Stones. I think it would have been interesting to see what he would have done with Pep. But my thing about it is that De Ligt going to City would have been good for De Ligt, but I don't think it would have been good for Pep. Pep needs a defender to defender, and he does not need another young ball-playing defender. Nah, that is not what he needs. He needs a proper defender. What was I going to say? Look, the guy is good. The guy has skills. I remember that the guy's young. Defenders can play up until like 31, 33, 34, 35, 36, and so forth. So the guy is good. The issue is, because he even said himself that, yeah, man, this Juve thing is tough. Like moving to Juve and so forth, it was a massive culture shock and culture shift from where he was at Ajax. Was Ajax under Ten Hag have a totally different view of how to defend, what they want from the defenders as opposed to what Juventus do and what they want from the defenders, So, yeah, a dude with a lot of potential. A dude with a lot of potential, but still not yet fully realizing his potential. I'm not sure that he will do it at Juventus. Guys, remember, if anybody is spamming, please, 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 mods, you have the power to mute them. So mods, mute them. Anybody who is spamming and is putting in the same message again and again. Martin Rosario, you're a flipping mod, man. Do your work, man. Do your work. So please, mods, spam any dude who keeps on putting the same question again and again. All right. Mods, do your work, bro. Do your work. Now, from which generation? What would have happened if Ajax didn't sell their players? Which generation are you talking about? So if you go to 95, Ajax won that Champions League with Davids, Kluivert, Finidi George, Kano Wankwo. I think I said Kluivert. So they had a super team. If they had kept those dudes, because I think they made the final the next year and they lost. So if Ajax had kept that team, my God. If Ajax had kept De Ligt, Frenkie de Jong, Ziyech, and so forth, I do strongly believe that they would have been able to do something. Because the issue is, Ten Hag is obviously a great help and a great figurehead for Ajax, but he's also a problem as well. I think he's also problematic as well. And I think that like you look at that Tottenham game, how do you lose that game? How do you lose that game? From the position they were in, how do you lose that game? So my thing that even if they didn't sell their players, I still feel that as great football they'll play, amazing one-touch passing for football, Ten Hag would be their detriment because a well-coached team, a well-managed team would just expose them. Because if Ajax made that final, Liverpool would have ate them up easily. Now, I wish they'd made the final because that would have been a much better final, but I think Liverpool would have won that like 3-1. They'd just all the way G up. But if they would have kept their players, they don't win the Champions League, but they make a final. They make at least one final, but they don't win it. I don't think with the manager and so forth, they have what it takes to actually be able to go ahead and win it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna. So, what did I say, man? How do you view Cristiano if he came to Chelsea and helped them win all the trophies possible and scoring the crucial goal to win the CL and the EPL? The same way. Oh, I've also forgot Seedorf as well. Yeah, Seedorf. I would view him. Why would I view him any differently? Tell me. I'd view him the same way. So, the same way. So I'd view him in the same way, being that amazing goal scorer, superb goal scorer, but not the GOAT, not one of the greatest players of all time, and a limited player. Because if Cristiano came to Chelsea, he'd still do what he did for Real, United, and for Juventus, score a lot of goals and score a lot of crucial goals. And how does that change how I view him? arguably the best goal scorer the game has ever seen. So, all because he does it for Chelsea and so forth, it doesn't mean that, all right, now, because you did it for Chelsea, I'm not going to call you the GOAT. No. You're still the same. An amazing goal scorer, but not that great a football player. So, um, is Casillas overrated? Um, no. Because how is he rated? As a very good goalkeeper and one of the best keepers of his generation, which he is. Does anybody categorically call Casillas the greatest keeper of all time? No. No one does. I think if anyone does, I think they're a bit wild. No. He is seen as an amazing, at his peak, arguably the best keeper in the world at his peak, and easily one of the best keepers of his generation. So that for me is he is rated well. He is rated well there because people say, "Oh, but look at how much possession that Spain used to keep and everything." Look at the matches. Look at the footage. Casillas consistently would make very key saves. He'd consistently make some very, very key saves. And I think that people need to look back at some of the clutch saves that this dude used to make. This dude used to make extremely, extremely clutch saves. So you have to give him his dub, man. So I don't think he's overrated, man. I don't think Homeboy is overrated. I just because if anybody called Casillas super, like, yeah, he's the best keeper of all time. Yeah, that's overrating. Top 5 of all time. You can have an argument. I might not put him top 5 because look, you're looking at Schmeichel, you're looking at Buffon, you're looking at Neuer, you're looking at Oliver Kahn, you're looking at David Seaman, you're looking at Toldo, you're looking at Toldo. So 5 all time, but you can have an argument. You can have a discussion about, yeah, let's debate him top 5. So it's not a case of, okay, no, you can't debate him. You can have that debate, man. So, but yeah, no, I don't think he's overrated, man. If Götze never scored that goal in 2014 and Argentina went on to win on penalties, would Messi then be the GOAT in your eyes? No. Because what did he do at the World Cup? Because my thing is that it's not just about winning the World Cup, it's what you do. Look at what Maradona did in 86. Look at what R9 did in 02. Look at what Pele did in 50. Look at what Zidane did in 06 and in 1998. Because if Argentina win that on penalties, what did Messi do in the semi? What did he do in the final? So if you say that it was 0-0, they win on penalties, bro, I don't care what award they give you. You were not the best player at the World Cup. The best player in 2014 was either Robin or I would even argue Lam, because Lam was extremely good throughout that World Cup. So Messi, you were not the best player at the World Cup. Messi was given that trophy because people wanted to try and shift the narrative. The whole point of the 2014 World Cup was this was supposed to be the coronation of Lionel Messi. That's the powers that people were like, aha, this is where we're now going to fully anoint him as the GOAT and the greatest player of all time. Like, this is football's son, this is going to be football's child. But Germany were like, nah, F that. Germany were like, nah, sorry. Oops. And Mario Götze was like, put that champagne on ice, please. So them giving him that individual award was people to say, oh, even if he didn't win, he still won. That even if you lost the final where you did not, like, think about this. So Messi, you were given the award for the best player at a World Cup where your worst games were in the two most important games, the semi and the final. Where were you in the semi? Nowhere to be seen. Where were you in the final? Nowhere to be seen. Like that doesn't make. If anything, put it this way: if if I'm giving someone a best player award and he only shows up in the semi and the final but did nothing in the groups, I'm giving that to the guy that showed up in the semi and the final, as opposed to the guy who showed up in the group stage but didn't show up in the quarter, semi, or the final. Because as you go further on, the games become much more magnified and they become much more important. So you have to put greater weighting there. How do you make a guy the best player at the World Cup when he didn't show up in the semi and the final, the two most important games? So, but yeah, if you're the one that he wouldn't be the GOAT. Because for me, I'm like, okay, yes, you won the World Cup, but you didn't, you were not a major contributor during the key moments of that competition. So, no way. What is the best game you have seen in terms of quality of players on the pitch? For me, it's the US. Oh, quality of players on the pitch. UCL semi 203 AC versus Inter. Quality of players on the pitch. It might be Brazil, Italy, Le Tournoi. So this was in 97 before the 98 World Cup. And Brazil played Italy in Italy Le Tournoi. And I think Brazil, you were looking at Rivaldo, Romario, Ronaldo, Cafu, Roberto Carlos. And I think in Italy, I think you had Baggio, I think you had Maldini, probably even Nesta and all these kinds of dudes there, man. So that was one. Brazil, Italy, Le Tournoi 97. A lot of those Inter Milan games, man, in Syria. This is when you had George Weah, you had Ronaldo, you had Zamorano, you had Maldini. I think was that, I think that was before Pirlo's time. We had Rui Costa. So yeah, man, those Inter Milan. I was like, man, you're literally looking at titans on this pitch. Um, yeah, I think though. Is that any other one? You could argue though, even if the game wasn't amazing, Brazil France '06, Vieira, Henry, Zidane, Makalele, Thuram, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, um, Kaka, there were Cafu, there was some crazy talent on that pitch. There's some crazy talent on that pitch over there, man. Um, so whatever happened to Neymar being the prodigy? Well, he was never the prodigy. The prodigy has always been Mbappe. Neymar was always the truth. And yeah, man, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good for Neymar because um, not looking good, man. Because my thing about it is that I still believe that going to PSG was the right move. Barca fans will say, no, no, Nation State, going to, as an individual, um, taking matters into your own hand and trying to be that dude. You can never disrespect a player wanting to be an alpha. You can't. You have to admire guys. Say, you know what? I believe in my talents. I believe in my quality. I can go and I can help another team win a thing. You need a bit of arrogance and a bit of bravado to be able to be seen as, yeah, man, I'm that dude. I'm that dude that can really say what's up. So for me, you have to admire that. Um, but it's not looking promising because again, a question. Let me even ask you guys this now. Let me ask you guys this: Do you think Neymar will win a Ballon d'Or before he retires? For the audience, do you think Neymar wins a Ballon d'Or before he retires? Wow. If you knows, man. Damn. Unlikely, no. Doubt it, he's a bomb, no. Here's my thing. Remember Neymar at Barcelona? He was arguably one of the most beloved, liked, appreciated players in the world. Like, people really loved Neymar, and they like, no man, no Neymar. And people would even argue, that, okay, well, Neymar, Messi, but he was loved. I think ever since that 2018 World Cup, and I think ever since that whole thing where he was basically rolling across on the front, there's that meme of him rolling all the way. People have hated him, and I think he's turned into a villain, into people that people dislike. And I just think the kind of hatred he now has, I just find that funny. And I put it this way: I've never seen a player go from being loved so much to being maligned so much. I don't think I've ever seen that. So, and the reason why, like, as I just watch him, because even when I was just watching that PSG game, I was like, it's so embarrassing to watch. And look, I'm a guy that loves dribblers, that loves guys that's playing skill, but there's still Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho was a skillful player, but Ronaldinho was like, there still needs to be an air of maturity and respectability with how you're doing skills. And Ronaldinho's skills were, they were there to entertain, but they were also done at the right time and always there in order to try to win the game. The focus was, okay, I'm trying to do something to help us win the game. So it's not about me. What I saw on Tuesday for PSG was Neymar was like, no, I'm just going to do this because I just want to do this. So it's almost as if, like, no, what matters is the Neymar brand. And the Neymar brand is, look at me pull off this amazing move. I can do this move every single weekend in France, but let me try and see if I can pull off this move in the Champions League. Because if I do it, boom, you can put that in the highlight reel, you can put that on your Twitter page. And just the lack of professionalism, the lack of maturity, and the lack of coaching there is sad to see, because you're just looking at a guy just do whatever the hell he wants, man. So that's my thing. Okay. From iTest, if every single player reached their full potential, who would be top 5 in the world today? Remember as well, Rooney was considered better than Cristiano, so Cristiano would be top 5. If every single player reached their full potential, who would be top 5 in the world today? Okay, that's a confusing one. So if every I think I get it. So let's say if every player had reached their full potential, who would be? What was Rooney's potential? For me, Rooney was a good, cool, decent player and everything, but tell me precisely, exactly what Rooney's potential was. If you can tell me what Rooney's potential was, then I'm all ears. I'm all ears if you can tell me what his potential was. But look, man, if you're talking about potential, my God, we could be here all day. We have to talk about Balotelli, talk about Mario Götze, talk obviously about Arnold Ronaldo, because Ronaldo didn't reach his true potential. And that shows how scary Ronaldo was. R9 didn't reach his full potential. Looking at Balotelli, R9, Götze, Charisma, Riquelme, Ariel Ortega. I don't know how many of you guys remember Ariel Ortega. He was another huge one. It's a difficult one, but again, someone needs to just tell me what's okay, guys. And okay, people in the live chats, what was Rooney's potential? If Rooney reached his potential, how good would he have been? If someone can tell me, I'm all ears. If someone can tell me, I'm all ears, man. Um, all right, let's hit that. Shout out to your boy Phil Bieber. Thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Thank you for the dub. Your support is very much appreciated, man. Jonas Philbeck, thanks for the dub, man. Oh God. So I give thanks, and now you have to deal with this. How good was Pirlo really? Oh God. I watched a few old AC Milan matches on Wednesday and realized that Kaka was involved in 3 of the 5 goals scored by AC Milan in those 2 CL finals, 05 and 07. And where was Pirlo? Other than that deflected free kick in 07. Pirlo was class in every department except top passing. You see, again, when we were having the conversation about Modric to begin with, Juve Pirlo is better than AC Milan Pirlo. Milan Pirlo was still money. But when people talk about that Milan team, who do they talk about? They mainly talk about, of course, you always have to talk about Maldini, always. But that team was really engineered by Kaka and Shevchenko. That 1-2 punch was the lifeblood of that Milan team. Of course, Inzaghi was Inzaghi, but really the spark of that team was Shevchenko and Kaka and the combination that they forged. And of course, the amazing defense led by Maldini. Pirlo was good, but Pirlo was with Seedorf, was with all these other dudes, and they were all as like a unit. Pirlo got better. Pirlo improved, and his passing improved, and his vision improved. You know, even Pirlo was money in 06. As I say, Pirlo, that through ball that Pirlo gave to Grosso is arguably the greatest through ball of all time. That's arguably the greatest through ball of all time. That through ball that Pirlo gave to Grosso. But for me, once Pirlo got to, it's almost like Pirlo with a beard was actually like boom. And maybe I'm biased saying this. When Nigeria played Italy, friendly game, Fulham, Craven Cottage. And you see, I think this maybe it's affected a different way. Seeing Pirlo real, seeing him actually in the flesh and real, just it does something to you when you watch someone on TV, on the internet, and you watch someone for real. Just seeing Pirlo for real, I was like, oh my God. Like, damn, because again, I told you, central midfield was my position. That was the position that I played. It is such a difficult position in football, and there's so much thinking that is involved within you. But I think Pirlo, as the years got more, he became wiser, he became smarter, and his psychology got better. So for me, I agree with you that in the Milan days, that was Shevchenko and Kaka's team. But I think Pirlo was better at Juventus than he was at Milan. See, Pirlo, when I say Pirlo Juve. But my thing is this, is Pirlo had some skill as well. Because Pirlo's dribbling was money. So, come on, man. Let's be fair on Pirlo. Let's be fair on Pirlo, man. But thank you for the dog, Jonas. Thank you for the Jonas, man. But let's say again, like, man, there are many. It's the same thing that we said with Modric. Now, Modric, 2017, 2018, Modric money. Same thing with Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger, 2014, best midfielder in the world. Modric, 2017, 2018, best midfielder in the world. But my thing is that Modric that we're seeing right now, we're seeing a psychological Modric, and there are many players who improve their psychology. So their football is now much more mental and psychological because they're growing. So they're playing like grown man wise football right now. And those are the kind of guys where you're like, the dub. Yes, aside, man. HH. Leaving Barca wasn't the wrong move, but going to PSG was. That's what it is for Neymar. Hindsight is 2020. Let's rewind the clock because it is disingenuous to talk about that in 2020. Let's rewind the clocks back to when was it? When did we move? 2016, 2017? PSG back then, it was like a vacuum. You see, Bayern, they're established. Juve, established. Thingy, this is all established. So from Neymar's point of view, PSG, it's a challenge. Bayern have won the Champions League. Okay, for Juve, it's been a long time, but they've won the Champions League, but it's been a long time. Man City were not really in the mix then. So PSG is okay. It's France, it's Paris. It's a project. And what is the challenge? We've never won the Champions League. And let's just begin. Paris is one of the biggest cities in the world. It's one of the most touristy cities in the world. And going to Paris, it's popping off. So for Neymar is, what if I go there and me winning the Champions League for PSG would mean more than me winning it for Bayern, me winning it for Juve, me winning it for Man United, me winning it for Real Madrid, because they've never won it before. Like, look at the reactions when they even made the final. And I think Neymar just being in the city and so was like, aha. Because see, if I win it for Bayern, okay, freaking Lewandowski already won it before. Effenberg, Kahn, and those dudes already won it before in 01. Okay, wow. Okay, yeah. And for Juventus now, okay, that'll be big. But Del Piero and Vialli, like, yeah, we said what's up in the late 90s, you know. So for PSG is that if you win it, you are a legend. You were the face of a PSG side that won the first Champions League. That is far too enticing a challenge. It's far too enticing. So what we didn't account for was Neymar's attitude and the lack of professionalism of PSG. We didn't account for that. We thought that Neymar was frustrated at Barcelona because he was not allowed to be himself. He would go to PSG and show what he would be able to do, but still maintain the professionalism he had at Barcelona. What we didn't account for was, I want to be an alpha in all senses of the word. I want to do whatever the hell I want to do, and I'm going to usurp the manager. I thought that, no, you're going there. Whichever manager comes in, you respect them. But it's also a PSG mess, because for PSG, who is Thomas Tuchel? Because again, this is the stupidity. Because you feel like because we have such talented players, it doesn't matter who the manager is. Just get some hipster coach who will win. No, for a team like PSG, even more so, the manager is important. That Real Madrid team don't win 3 CLs if Zidane isn't there. That was destiny. Fergie, Mourinho, Klopp, Pep do not win 3 CLs with that Real Madrid team. They needed Zidane, because Zidane was just the right man at the right time for that team. PSG, they don't have the right manager, because your manager, that is the leadership. Because you need a guy to come in there and say, Neymar, screw you. If you don't do what I tell you to do, take a hike. So if, let's say, I'm the PSG manager coming into, I say, look, this is, well, I'll tell Kalafi that, okay, do you want to just have fun and compete? If that's what you want to do, fine, I'm gone. You want to win the Champions League? Okay, I'm the boss. I'm the head honcho. And these players, they listen to me. If they don't listen to me, they get onto the bench. But that's not like that, because any player that comes in, any manager that comes in, they'll tell them that, no, Neymar is our most prized asset. You treat him with dental gloves because it's about branding. But PSG choose. Are you about branding or are you about winning for football games? But if you had a brain, winning football games improves branding. you know. So that's the simple math, man. That's the simple math. Um, Shout out to Andrew Laura, shout out to Maria. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you for the super chat, guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support, guys. Thank you for the support, man. Giving you that football crack, man. Giving you that football crack. Which position requires the highest football IQ? Two positions for me: central midfield and centre back, for two very different reasons. Yes. From an offensive point of view, central midfield. From a defensive point of view, centre back. So let's start with central midfield. For a central midfielder, this is the key thing, and it's the key thing that you sort of when you play it. If you don't know what you're going to do when the ball comes to you, you failed as a central midfielder. If, let's say, the ball comes to you and you're not thinking about what to do, you have failed. Javi, Modric, when you look at Pirlo, all the great midfielders, they will tell you that before the ball comes to me, I already know what I'm going to do. Because I'm already looking at, okay, wing there, over there. That's sometimes the ball will come to, okay, pass. Ball comes to me. First time, 40 yarder, because I know that homeboy is out wide into space. So when the ball comes to me, I create space for myself. And for the first time, I hit the ball 40 yards. And now we have an offensive breakaway. So in that central midfield position, you've got to have total vision of what the pitch looks like. And you've got to be able to know who's behind you, who's ahead of you, and who is in all of the corners. And you have to constantly be thinking. Because two things make a great central midfielder: maintaining possession and making forward passes. Obviously, you need to keep and protect the ball just because you have to protect the ball, but also the key thing as well is the forward pass that you make, and how do you break those lines? Because again, what's it called? Pirlo was criticizing Arthur by saying to him that he's playing far too many sideways passes, not really playing enough forward passes, and that is what really separates the pretty good central midfielders from the great ones. The really great central midfielders know how to make that forward pass. What made Javi so good was his ball retention was amazing. He never lost the ball, but he knew that he always knew what the forward pass was. So he'd be like, pass, boom. Pass, boom. Centre back. For a centre back, you are a bad centre back if you're making sliding tackles. Then you're not doing your job. A bad centre back is a centre back who has to make tackles or sliding tackles. The great centre backs, Baresi, Maldini, Nesta, Desai, you anticipate. So you're reading the game. You can see a pattern. You know that. So, this guy, he's going to go for a through ball. Because I know he's going to go for a through ball, I'm not going to stand there. So I'm going to stand here so that I don't give away the fact that I know that he's going to pass the ball over there. Because if I stand here, then he's not going to pass there. He's going to move somewhere else. But if I stand here, I already know that he's going to pass here. So I'll stand here. Then when he makes the pass, because I know he's going to go there, I will get there before him, and boom, I've cut it out. So the great centre backs can see patterns that the opposition has, because those centre backs, based on how many games you play, you see patterns of play. Yeah, this is a pass to feet. This is a through ball. This is a 1-2. This is a diagonal run across me. But the really great centre backs, just their brains are wired differently, and they just are able to anticipate plays a lot better than other centre backs can do. Like, what made Maldini so good was that he hadn't made sliding tackles. He just was able just to get there before many guys. So for me, centre back and central midfield those are the two ones, man. All right. Oh my god. Yes, it says, HH, when will you take off your shades? We all want to see your lovely eyes. Can we at least know what color it is blue? Now, there are some black people with blue eyes. Basically, when I was in Nigeria, there was a guy in my school in Nigeria who had red eyes. Well, they were sort of like ruby, which was weird. I had like sort of these crazy ruby eyes. But I will not take off my shades. I will only take off my shades when Nigeria win the World Cup. So, um, my eyes are brown. That's it. So it's dark brown. Like most people of my hue, they're the dark brown man. Um, the DM has to focus on both. So the DM takes it. What is the DM's primary function? The DM's primary function is to break up plays and to just get the game going. The central midfielder is the only position in football where you are required, not you are required to do pretty much every aspect of the game. A central midfielder is required to track back and tackle, to win the ball. He's required to keep possession. He's required to make forward passes, and he's also required to carry the ball up, and also required to also shoot as well and take shots. The DM isn't required to make plays unless you're a deep line playmaker. The DM isn't required to bring the ball up to the final third. The DM is not required to keep possession. The DM is not required to maintain possession of the game or control the game. That is the job of the central. So the central midfielder, your job is to control the tempo of the game. You're required to also help out in defense and tackle and to win the ball in midfield. You're also required to launch counterattacks and offer off those through balls as well. So the central midfielder, the most difficult position, the most demanding position in football is central midfielder. Difficulty, I say, is between central midfield and centre back. You know what? Central midfield is the most difficult, because my thing is that if you're playing against a weak team, centre back, it's easy. Whether you're playing a weak team or a strong team, you're still required to do work as a central midfielder. Even if you're the strong team, as a central midfielder, you still have to, like Real against Inter. Cruz was doing work. It was an easy game. It was one of the easiest games that Toni Kroos will have. But you're still required to, receive, pass, pass. Okay, press, win the ball, receive, pass, give the ball in here, receive, run with the ball, look, boom. So central midfield, so much is required of you. So much is required of you, man. Let's see. The heck? What is it? It is best UCL performance of all time. If that's the hard, name top three. So, by best UCL performance, is that by a team or by a player? So clarify for me. When you say best UCL performance, are you talking about a team or are you talking about a player? Individual. Okay. Okay. In a game or over an entire campaign? Because those are two different things. In a best user performance in a single game or over an entire Champions League campaign. In a game. Okay, in a game. Let me think. I have one, but I want to think whether there's one above that. 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. So 2010, Wait, 2010, 20, 2010, 2009, 08, 07. I would have to probably say Javi in 2011. I would say Javi in 2011. Um, I think, yeah. So I think, yeah, Javi in 2011 was because for me, like that for me is one of the great performances by a team. But Javi in that second half, I have not seen a player completely take over a game the way that he did, where literally for an entire half they couldn't get close to this dude. They couldn't get close to this freaking dude. Someone mentioned Jared. The In terms of efforts, in terms of just a guy puts it all on the line. You see, in terms of like the most heroic performance is Gerrard in 05. Because Gerrard was, you have to look at you're down 3-0 against that Milan team. You're done. You're finished. Hence why I went into my rec room in school and I'm saying, Liverpool fans, all right, look, man, it is what it is. You're lucky. Let's ride. The first goal, the being brought down for the penalty, and I think he then had to play right back for the entirety of that extra time. So Gerrard, like he puts his. So for me, the Gerrard thing, that is the most heroic performance that he's ever pretty much that I've seen in a CL final. But in terms of quality, like I remember watching that game with my guy, and we're like, this is stupid. This guy, they can't get close to this dude. Jav just pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off. Like United were just all United did for 45 minutes was just chase a dude around, you know. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, look, I mean, you have to respect this dude, man, Javi. Like see, we can have debates about midfielders and so forth, and we can have debates. But one thing you give Javi is that he didn't understand the concept of losing the ball. He did not understand the concept of losing the ball, man. So that for me is 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 tops, man. That for me is tops. Um, um, like I think, for a lot of the other. Oh, okay, now. I mean, someone just mentioned his name, man. If we now want to talk about worst, if we want to talk about worst, if we really want to talk about the worst, we'll have to. How do you throw the ball to a dude standing 2 yards away from you? That's all I want to know. How do you throw the ball to a dude standing 2 yards away from you? That is just like, you see, I give Karius credit. This is the credit that I give Karius. I give Karius credit in the sense that he didn't retire. If I did that, I'm retiring and I'm becoming a carpenter. So I am doing a vocation that is the furthest thing away from football or being a goalkeeper after that. So credit to him that he kept on going. Full credit to Homeboy that he kept on going, because for me, there is no way that I would have carried on, man. No way in the hell I would have carried on, man. But that like for me, see, no, You see, it's easy to say, like, man, don't hate that guy. But if the goalkeeper for my team, put it this way, imagine if Nigeria got to the World Cup final and Nigeria's keeper did what Karas did. I wouldn't, basically, I wouldn't recover, man. I wouldn't recover. You know, I would like if a Nigerian keeper did that, I just, I would not know how to recover, man. Like I would have nightmares. So I can only imagine what Liverpool fans felt like because see, people say, "Oh, Liverpool would have lost anyways because of Salah," but you never know. You never know because remember that 2018 Liverpool team for me were better. They were better than the team that actually won the Champions League. And even if they lost Salah, you never know because Cristiano wasn't that great in that final. So you'd already taken away the main goal scoring threat. And you know that Benzema is not really a high tier goal scorer kind of guy. So who so my thing is if let's say Liverpool had a proper keeper in there, Cristiano wasn't having a good game really, and I think he had been nullified in that game. Who knows what would have happened? Who knows? So if you're a Liverpool fan, you should feel pissed off. Effing heck. Effing heck. Who knows what could have happened? Because see, lose. See, the way that Juve lost to Madrid, if you lose, beats me, beat the crap out of me, then it's all cool. Don't let it be a mistake from my guy. Don't let it be a mistake from my guy. So that's all crazy. From boy Nancy says, you know, Jonas Fulber donated £300 cash. Bro, that's why Jonas man has been a long time supporter of the football hot. And Jonas Fulberg, I salute you, man. You know, showing me that love, man. Showing me that love, and I'm fully appreciated, man, you know, of that love, man, you know. So shout out to the boy Jonas, who's been like a horseman member in there, man. But I said again, is the content crack. The content crack. You cannot resist the content crack. You cannot resist the content crack. You don't resist the content crack. But so to just give you guys a heads up. So obviously I told you I'm going to be doing a lot of these op-ed pieces. So obviously the first one that I did was the Mario Götze one. One that just sort of do a little bit of editing, make it nice and exciting. So the next one that I'm working on now is Africa and the World Cup, investigating the history of African teams in the World Cup and whether an African team can win the World Cup. So I've written the script, just need to edit it. So obviously that's going to be the next op-ed that I'll be doing, you know. And yeah, actually, you know, I mean, give me ideas of what other op-eds do you want me to do? Because I want to do that. I want to do a explaining why Ronaldo was Ronaldo. I might do a thing of the fall of Balotelli. I also want to do one on. Actually, want to do one on kind of reviewing Bayern Munich's treble. This treble in particular. So the transition from Niko Kovac to Hansi Flick and just how the story of this treble, you know, Muller going out and coming back in, Lewandowski sort of now becoming that dude, the Alaba being changed, Flick as a guy. So yeah, we're on to do that whole thing as well. Maybe do one of like, you know, how countries have sort of fed in the World Cup. Maybe do a little deep dive into Champions League. So yeah, you know, just want to keep the football analytic thing all cool. But I think the Africa one, because people keep on asking me, that's Africa, will they win a World Cup? I've sort of answered that, but I want to just do it as a video, just as a whole piece, and just tell you my piece on African teams, the World Cup, the difficulty of winning a World Cup, and the difficulty that they will now have moving forth of winning the World Cup, but also reviewing the history of Africa in the World Cup as well. Who is your football idol? My football idol. What was this? I'm going to check out this massage. My football idol. Wait, what's this? Um, football, my football idol. Um, Two for different reasons. Okocha, based on just like Nigeria and so forth, and Ronaldo. You know, um, so like I said again, like Ronaldo is like that's my guy, man. And I came close to meeting that mother freaker, man. Um, yeah, for me, those are my guys, man. What you call it? Okocha and Ronaldo. Like for me, like seeing Ronaldo, it was like this. It's the closest thing to like a superhero that I could have, man. Like this guy, like shit. This is like my superhero, man. And I told you I came close to seeing him because I was at a FIFA event, and just my luck when I arrived at the event, he had just left, and the lady said, "Oh, yeah, you just missed Ronaldo." I was like, "What?" Like, fuck. Um, Rather than the final, I definitely want to do one about the Dortmund team. I sort of did one before, but I want to maybe revisit it again, or maybe parallel it with Ajax, like teams that develop these players, and what if they were able to keep those players? Because again, that is a great what if. What if Dortmund were able to keep all of those dudes, man? Um, like that would have been amazing. If they were able to keep all those dudes, that would have been amazing. If they were able to keep all those guys, man. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Um, Phil Foden's ceiling. It's high. Because you know how people say, "Oh, yeah, I'm so anti-English," because I don't like English guys. And I said that for me, Mason Mount is an average player, and Phil Foden is categorically a better player than Mason Mount. You see, proper Chelsea fans believe that Mason Mount could be a world class great elite player because you're a Chelsea fanboy and you almost feel like if you have a duty to say that anything Chelsea will be amazing, and you can't sit back and be like, "Oh yeah, I still support my team, but I can actually be objective." If you're big up objective, Mounts, yeah, he's very good. It's not elite. Foden, it's interesting. I think his ceiling is pretty high. Now, not superbly high, but for me, I think his ceiling is like upper tier two. I don't think he could ever get into that tier one echelon. As I say, the most naturally gifted player I've ever seen from England is Joe Cole. Joe Cole is the best player is the most naturally gifted player that England have ever had, and they never fully realized his talent. But I think in Phil Foden, you can just see that. Okay, let me ask you guys in this thing. Do you guys believe that both Foden and Mason Mount have the same ceiling? Honestly speaking, if you're being objective, do you both believe that Mason Mount and Phil Foden have the same ceiling? Because see, in Foden, I can just see a guy where, um, he just has that IQ. He has that proper footballing IQ, and just the way that he's able to walking in tight spaces is one of the key things that tell me just how of a good player you are, because that is what is a difficult thing to do when you're in that congested minefield area of football. That is a key thing for you, man. So, yeah, for me, Foden has a high ceiling, man. They have a high ceiling, So, um, but you see, so most guys are saying that Foden is higher, Foden is better. I mean, come on, look, man. I mean, you see, okay, okay, let me ask the live chat this then. Where do you guys think Mason Mount's ceiling is? What do you think Mason Mount's ceiling is for guys in the live chat here? What do you think the ceiling of Mason Mount is. Wow. Damn. Some here low, so Chief Oga, lower tier 2 max, Brick. Okay, see, come on, Nats, come on, relax, man. Okay, why are we putting Brick there? Pele, Goats, upper tier 3, upper tier 2, tier 1. Mount could be elite bloomer. Damn. Guys are extreme here, man. Shout out to Boy Yassi Said, man. Shout out to Boy Yassi Said. HH, that's amazing comeback against Spurs. That goal that Hazard scored to clinch Leicester City the title. How did you feel at that moment and the reaction? Um, Bittersweet. So, on one hand, it's like the how dramatic that game was, and Hazard doing that, and Hazard really being the scourge for Tottenham, and that obviously giving Leicester City the title, and that's just being the one of the great football stories I've ever seen. But it's bittersweet because did Chelsea win the title? No. So how much can you really celebrate when there was no title at the end of it? But yes, aside, as opposed to we're gonna pop those bottles down. We're gonna pop those bottles down. We're gonna pop those bottles down. I have agendas. And one of my agendas is I don't know whether this makes me sick, this makes me weird, and I know that Nata wouldn't like this. It gives me so much satisfaction seeing Pep lose. So much satisfaction. So the combination of Chelsea winning, Pep losing, and in that manner, for me, gave me more satisfaction than that Tottenham thing because let's keep it real, Tottenham were never really going to win that league. Tottenham just don't have that winning gene in it. So even if they had won that, they would have eventually just sort of messed up. And remember, what's it called? They should have finished second, but on the last day of the season, they messed up and Arsenal actually finished ahead of them on the last day of the season. So for me, that was just more so about how dramatic the events unfolded and how it was a knock-on effect for Leicester City winning. Because let's keep it real. If your team didn't win, everybody else wanted Leicester City to win. Because that was just a great story. And that is one of the great football stories that we have seen, So that's the team, down. That's the team. That is the team, down. That is the team. Premium boy David Coates says, "What up, baby? What up, baby? What up, baby?" HH, I may have recency bias, but has there ever been a time where there was so many wonder kids flourishing? It could be recency bias. I mentioned it before, Ajax. In 1995, that team, they didn't get to the CL final. They won it. And you had a bunch of 19, 20, 21-year-olds. So, as much as you're seeing a lot of young kids come through and so forth, what Ajax did in 1995, I think is unprecedented. That's a team that young were able to win the elite competition in the club. Because Kluivert, Davids, Seedorf, De Boer, Kanu, Ankwar, Finidi George, like Yari Littlesmanen was the only kind of old dude. Everybody else was like a teenager or in their early 20s. So that for me was really. And look at what all those guys did, like Kluivert, Davids, Seedorf, they all became like legends in their own rights. But also, as well, social media. Back in the 90s or the early 2000s, you still had a dial-up internet, no Twitter, no Facebook, not those many websites. And even if there were many football websites, they were not as elaborate or as comprehensive as the ones that we have now. So it was hard to keep track of all of the young guys. So you had to pretty much I don't know how many of you used to buy World Soccer magazine. It used to come out on Sunday. I had to get World Soccer Magazine. So maybe you get the World Soccer Magazine and look through, or you watch Trans World Sports or World Sports to see them interview the various young players. But I think based off the internet, there is a better tracking of, oh, he's an 18, 19, 20, this is what he's doing, and so forth. And also remember, academies are becoming much more developed, training is improving, and also the way teams now view young players is different. So back in the day, 60s, 70s, 80s, hey man, miss, you're young. We're not going to rush you in, and the more bars was given to the older players. But now, whether you look at a Bundesliga, look at Bundesliga right now. They love young players coming through. It just showed you what Pele was. Because back in the 50s, 60s, a freaking 17-year-old wanting to play with grown men? Heck no. So it just shows you how insane a talent Pele was, that a teenager back then was first of all allowed to play in the senior team and made that kind of impact in the senior game. But for a 17-year-old like an Ansu Fati saying what's up, it's different, because I think a lot of more people now are more willing to impose on young guys to say what's up, man. Hey HH, any chance of Cristiano winning the European Golden Shoe? It's kind of embarrassing that he lost his lead in it to Leo. He still could. I mean, I don't know what the current standings are. Let's see where we're at. European Golden Shoe 2020. No standings. Let's see. European Golden Shoe. Well, at the moment, we have. Wait, let me bring this in for you guys then. Oh, what the heck? So this is the current standings right now. I don't know whether you're talking about all time, but we'll try and bring it through, man. European Golden Shoe. There we go. So there we have it. This is current standings. So we have Lewandowski 11 goals. Oh, Erling Haaland's on 10. Wow. Levin is on 10. Ibra is on 10. Son is on 9. Mbappe. Oh, Mbappe's on 9. But look, it's flipping Uber Eats. Yes, Uber Eats, yes. Who is this dude? Bulaya Dia. Cristiano's on 7. Wow. Guys, look at that, man. It just shows you how things are different, man. Normally, you'd be seeing Messi at least in here and amongst these guys, but no, it's not. But look at that, guys. Lewandowski is a goal freak, man. This guy just does not let up. This guy just does not let up. Also, Son is on 9 Gs. But yeah, look at that. Haaland is on 10. But do you know the most impressive thing here is Ibra? That's the most impressive. The most impressive thing there is Ibra. Like, to be that age and have 10 goals. But the thing though is, okay, for Lewandowski, of those 11, how many of those are penalties? That's what I want to know, man. How many of those that he has are penalties, man? David, love the channel and the work ethic, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. As I said again, I am a football merchant, man. I am. This is my passion, man. And I'm so happy that hopefully my passion can very soon be my vocation and my daily bread So who do you guys think will win this year's Golden Shoe then? Overall? Because you see, what I like right now is because remember when Aubameyang left, it was like Lewandowski was like, "Hey man, I'm cool, man. Nothing you ain't gonna do to me right now." But we're gonna have a very serious battle between Lewandowski and Haaland. For me, I feel it's between them two. I don't think Son is gonna slowly while away. Ibra as well, Lewin as well. For me, it's gonna be a really fascinating battle between Lewandowski and Haaland. But something tells me, hopefully, none of them get injured. But something tells me that he could win it. Haaland could win it. Haaland could win it. But Cristiano is still there, man. 8 Gs. So the thing about this is that Cristiano will be in and around, but it's just Bayern Munich and Dortmund. They work so much better, and they really build their teams around Haaland and Lewandowski. I think Pirlo and Juventus, they're still figuring things out. They're still figuring things out, and they're still trying to sort of understand the logistics of how the team is flowing. So they're not really as cohesive or as in sync as Dortmund or Bayern. And Haaland, for me, the guy's just a goal freak, man. The guy is just an absolute total goal freak. They're just loving his G's, man. Um, um, you were more satisfied when Pep lost the league in 2019-2020 than Spurs losing the league? As I explained, Tottenham are never winning the league anytime soon. So that was never a threat. So as funny as it was and as amusing as it was, I was like, it ain't no biggie. My issue with Pep is he said, I destroyed football. That was such an arrogant statement that so angered me. Because one trait that pisses me off more than anything is arrogance. I despise arrogant people. Now, you see, the arrogance that Ibra and Mourinho have, I think it's more amusing arrogance. I think that arrogance is much more amusing. But the arrogance that Pep has, no, that's like a real arrogance. And when he uttered those words, I was like, okay, man, I'm going to hold you to it. To come out with a statement of you said that you destroyed football, that's a pretty big, bold statement to make. So, I will hold you to the fire. And I will then force you to then make sure you live up to this claim that you destroyed football. So there will always be a satisfaction in seeing Pep fail. Because what I want from Pep is to come out and say, Halfhope, I apologize. I didn't destroy football. I didn't destroy anything. I apologize. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. You guys just want to leave this alone, will you? You guys just will not leave this alone, will you, man? So you expect me to respond to this? Yes, you expect me to respond to this. Free top tier hair transplant or Chelsea to win the UCL? Um, can I just first say that? Is there a crime being bold? That's what I want to know. Is there a crime being bold? I don't think there's a crime being bold. So because there's no crime being bold, and I embrace my boldness, and boldness is the new sexy. Chelsea to win the UCL. That's my thing. Chelsea to win the UCL. Okay. So I've said my piece. I would rather Chelsea win the UCL than me get a fake ass hair transplant, because a hair transplant is still a hair transplant and it's still fake and it's not real. So guys, man, 20 more minutes, man. 20 more minutes. I'll give you 3 hours of content crack. 3 good hours of content crack, so I can get my body all cool. So guys, think of quality questions. You got 20 minutes. 20 minutes of good quality football questions, man. Full quality football questions, and then I'll be out of here, man. So come on, guys. In this last 20 minutes, man, give me that good stuff, man. Give me that good stuff, man. Um, Kai Havertz's ceiling. And I mean, Kai Havertz, he's an interesting one, you know, because for me, Kai Havertz reminds me a lot, like Ozil. I mean, the way that they play, the way they move, the way they pass the ball, the way they look whenever they pass. Havertz reminds me a lot about Ozil. Um, Havertz's ceiling, I would say, probably tier two. Upper tier two, perhaps, maybe. But I think his ceiling could be, I think he could be close to what Ozil was. Because I think Havertz even said that, he has struggled with the speed of the Premier League, the intensity of the Premier League, and just how much more aggressive and quicker everything is in the Premier League as opposed to in the other places and everything. So he has had to do a lot of readjusting, but you can see the quality there, you can see the vision there, and you just see his passing ability. Like that is a skill in itself in understanding the passing and weight of passing. So my thing here is, does Lampard have the coaching ability to really get the best out of Havertz? I think Mourinho was a great help to Ozil, and for Ozil really taking his football to the next level. Also, to an extent, Joachim Löw. So I think for Havertz as well, you can see the raw materials and the raw ingredients of a very, very good number 10. Put it this way. Havertz under Mourinho would be really interesting. But it's just that Mourinho already has his sort of Havertz number 10, which is Harry Kane, who he has sort of molded it into that role. But yeah, no, for me, I think Havertz has the ability to be like a Pico's for sure. Because yeah, a few games doesn't look too good. He will lose the ball. He looks a bit sort of cumbersome, but I can see what he's trying to do, and I can see the talent is there. The talent is there in terms of his vision and quality of passing and his creativity. And in almost every team you have now, especially if you're playing a 4-2-3-1, when you're playing a number 10, where most teams play number 10, you need a creator. You need that guy who can thread the ball through to your winger, your inside forward, or your striker. But yeah, man, I mean, but you see, I think somebody even said like he plays like Ozil. He isn't Ozil. So the word I want to use is he's similar to Ozil. But yes, I would say that he works harder off the ball and is more active than Ozil is. Ozil is the definition of a luxury player. I wouldn't call Havertz a luxury player. As in he can get down. I think there was even one goal that Chelsea scored where he actually made a tackle. I don't think Ozil has ever made a tackle in his entire life. Ozil has never gotten down and made a slight tackle in his whole entire life. So from that point of view, yeah. But I just think he's similar to Ozil in terms of the dude can be a very good number 10. I think someone was even saying last time that, have we lost the use of the number 10? Because you're seeing a lot of 3-4-3s, 4-3-3s, and it's more focused on the inside forward. For me, no formation I think can 100% be obsolete. There's still place for 4-4-2. There's still place for 4-4-2 if you have the players. From Mr. Dan, Braithwaite, thank you for the super chat, Mr. Dan. Football Hall member, Braithwaite has more away goals than Suarez in the last 5 years. Guys, first of all, his name is Goatwaite, Martin Goatwaite, and he wears the number 9 jersey of Barcelona. Put some goddamn respect on Goatwaite. And this was the issue for Barcelona. You're going into an away game against Liverpool. Yes, you're 3-0 up, but you're going up against Liverpool. And a dude hasn't scored a goal in the last 5 years. This is why I feel away when people say, oh, the US is to blame for missing that chance and Barcelona not going through. If I was also say, wait a minute, a, a striker, that you have. So a striker that you have has literally not scored a goal in a away goal in the last 5 years. 5 years, and he's your main striker. That's sick. That is sick, you know. And it just went. So wait a minute. Okay, because they won the treble in 2015. So ever since they won that treble in 2015, Cannonball just went down on a slide. The guy just went down on a slide. That's messed up, man. That's messed up, man. Um, um. So, but my thing though is, Dan, I don't know whether you're a Barca fan. If you're relying on goat weights to do anything this season, Barcelona are screwed. They're fully screwed. The best CL atmosphere, the best Champions League atmosphere. For me, I always, and I think I said this before, like, we lost something with Milan not really. So basically, when Milan sort of just went off of the radar and Inter was sort of also off the radar as well, we lost something of the San Siro. No stadium for me represents the Champions League more than San Siro. I get the Camp Nou, the Bernabeu. You may argue Anfield and so forth, but there's something about the San Siro that's just the way the stadium looks, how it looks like the arena, the kind of sound that comes from it, and just how the aura looks like. And the pitch, the San Siro is special. The San Siro is special. And I just feel that that for me is the best Champions League atmosphere. And because Milan were just breaking it all the time, I was like, no, the Champions League is missing something. Just even when you just see the guys line up and hear, oh, the champions, and you just see them in that stadium, and also whenever they put like the fireworks and the smoke and stuff, San Siro, no, that is special, man. That right there is special, speciale. Does Mourinho at Spurs prove he's better than Pep? You see, my thing is, it's the challenge thing. That's the thing. It's all about the challenge. Pep would never take the Tottenham job. Man, that's a wild man. But see, Pep would never take the Tottenham job, and I think that shows you the difference between Mourinho and Pep. I think Mourinho believes in his skill as a manager and as a coach, that he can almost go to any club and even if they are struggling, can do something. Remember, when he went to United, they were struggling. They needed someone to sort of bring back some glory, and he won trophies with them. Tottenham, they've never won a major trophy before. They're trying to rediscover themselves after bumbling their way to a CL final. He comes and says, okay, let's say what's up. So, because when Pep took over Man City, they had reached the CL semi. They'd won the league twice already. So, the reason he went to Man City is we need a Champions League. Bayern Munich, yeah, we've already won the treble. Okay, now we want to win another Champions League. So, yeah, like, my thing is, the word isn't proving that he's better. The word is just that I think it just proves that he's a lot braver, and he feels in a lot more confidence in his abilities than Pep does. I don't think Pep would feel confident going over. Because, yeah, I don't think Pep will feel confident sort of taking over a Tottenham. I never said that is never happening under Pep. No way. From Natsa. Your reaction when you started balding and when? Oh, you bastard. So I started balding. Oh my god, must have been like a 4, 5, 6 years ago. So my reaction was I went to my mom. And then I said to my mom that, "Yo, mom, I think I'm actually getting bald." And then my mom then said that, it's actually hereditary, that a lot of men in our family, from our side of the family, actually have the whole thing. And my mom said, look, there's no big issue. It happens to your uncle and so forth. And just ask your uncle and everything. There is a special cream you can take to put it on. And then I was like, okay, let me think. But my thing about it was, you see, for me, I was, because at first I was like, oh shit, all right. I will never be able to have all that hair again because I used to have like a nice afro. My hair was groomed. And also when you have hair, you can do a lot more different styles with your hair, like, short back and sides, a fade, waves and all that kind of stuff. And I also wanted to have waves and things. Maybe even jerry coils. But when I used to just shave my hair bald, I was like, actually, this bald look isn't too bad. It's not too bad. So whenever like my hair begins to grow and over here nothing grows, that's where I'm like, okay, this is bad. This is bad. This this looks stupid. So whenever like my hair grows, hair will grow here, nothing will grow. I'm like, okay, this looks stupid. So I try, just like I'm lazy. I try and just go all bald, but I got over it. I was like, look, man, as long as I don't look at any pictures of my time in school when I had hair, and I avoid those images, then it's all good and fine. And you have to just accept it. The worst thing is, oh my gosh, man, I wish I had. No. Bro, it's not happening. Even if I don't shave for like a year, nothing is growing here. Nothing. And I will look like a leprechaun. If you just see hair, and just here is just skin. So I'm like, you know what? Basically, whenever, like, let's say I need to go out into a public or anything, zoop, shave it all. I'm bald. So yeah, man, I think it was hard to take at first, but afterwards I was like, you know what? Let me just there comes a time when you just have to accept it. Because you can keep on fighting, but okay, you can, because also as well, like I didn't want to take a special cream and everything, because there is a special men's cream you can take to help you grow back the hair. But I was like, you know what? No. So I said to my mom that no, this is natural. This is natural. Let's keep things natural and we're all good, man. Who do you rate higher? Luka Modric or Kroos? Modric. I've always felt that Modric was the better midfielder. Like what Kroos can do, Modric can do, and Modric can do more. Modric can pass as well as Kroos. Modric can keep the ball as well as Kroos. But Modric is a better dribbler. He's got better balance. He's more creative, and he's a better finisher. Now, Kroos has a better shooting technique. Has an amazing shooting technique, but in terms of finishing, Modric is a better finisher than Kroos, and Modric is much more effective and more dangerous in the final third than Toni Kroos is. So there's nothing Toni Kroos can do that Modric can't do. But there are things that Modric can do that Toni Kroos can't do. Toni Kroos can't dribble as well as Modric. Toni Kroos is not as good in the final third as well as Modric. So overall, Modric wins. Modric gets that dub. He gets that dub, man. All right, let's just see, man. Daniel was still streaming, but Daniel, we've got about 7 minutes left, man. 7 minutes left. I'm giving them a 3-hour shebang, man. A 3-hour shebang because on Saturday we'll be going. Because Saturday, we're probably going to go in deep on Saturday, man. We're going to go knee deep on Saturday. Shout out to the dub, Dan. Shout out to the dub, man. Thanks for the dub, thanks for the dub, thanks for the dub, Dan, my man, Dan, my man, Dan, my man, baby. Griezmann, Messi, Coutinho occupy similar positions. It's why they're breaking it. If any of them play the cam plus Braithwaite as striker, it would benefit the team. Messi, for example, at his age, needs a foil to play to his strengths. This is a good way to end it. So, you're right. For me, I think specifically. So let's say you go. Let's say you do a 4-3-3. If you do a 4-3-3, Coutinho, I think, really is an attacking midfielder. So you look at Coutinho at that World Cup in 2018. Coutinho comes from the midfield and then brings the ball forward. I think that's his best case. I don't think Coutinho is a great number 10. But Griezmann and Messi occupy the same position. It goes back to the whole thing of like, if Barcelona sold Messi, use that money to get a central defender and a striker, and you play Griezmann behind a striker, a good quality striker, Barcelona are looking good. You still have the Us, you still have Ansu Fati, you still have Coutinho, they're looking good. Whenever you look at Barcelona and you look at Griezmann just does not know where to, he doesn't fit in. Look at France. There is no other player that takes up the positions that Griezmann does. So Griezmann is his own island. He knows that I am the creator, I'm the number 10, I'm the playmaker, and I'm the only guy that stands in the hole. Pogba, Rabiot, Kante, they do that whole midfield thing. Giroud, that's a striker that I play off of, and you've got your wing backs there. But in Barcelona, if you have Messi, remember Messi, he can roam wherever he wants to, and Messi will take up all those positions in the middle. And once he does that, that now forces Griezmann out wide, away. And the thing about it is that every player has their characteristic, because Iniesta and Messi, if you think about it, they used to occupy the same position, sort of inside that hole. But Iniesta isn't Griezmann, and you cannot expect Griezmann to just morph into Iniesta because you are who you are. So the issue is, for Barcelona, you have to choose. It's either Messi or Griezmann. Now, of course, we say, of course, you would choose Messi. But would you choose an unhappy Messi who doesn't want to be here, or a Griezmann who is ready to prove himself for Barcelona? For me, I don't care how good you are. I need players who want to be here. Because if you don't want to be here, I'm not going to get the best of you. And as we've seen from this chart, Messi has only scored 1 goal from open play this season. The rest of the goals have been penalties. So, and here's the thing is, because as much as I don't want people, Koeman shouldn't really be the fall guy and the guy that people insult. For Koeman, you've got to make a bold decision here. The best formation for Barcelona to play with Griezmann is similar to what Deschamps do. So whether it's a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1, maybe you say like a 4-2-3-3-1, and Griezmann plays off of a striker, because that is where you will get the best out of Griezmann, where he's a support striker, and he plays off of a striker, and he's just there to pop off balls and give those little and be into those pockets and play off of a striker. That is his best position. But the issue with Barcelona is, it's almost like if they're at a tug of war, because I'm like, so is this still a Messi-centric system? Where does Griezmann fit in? Where does Coutinho fit in? And it all goes back to that summer, and Barcelona are now feeling the effects of not making a bold decision in saying, this is tough, but all right, Messi, have your goodbyes and so forth, Um, let's get some money for it. 100, or something. I'm sure that Man City have 120, my coach. Go out and buy. You can get a striker for one. You can buy a striker for that money. A striker, a defender, rebuild the team and create it anew. Because just looking at Barcelona, it is just painful seeing Griezmann just walk around and waltz around. And even whenever you see him come off, like even against Atletico, when you see him come off, you could just see his frustration where he's like, bro, this is not working. This is just not working. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't really know what role I'm playing. I don't know. I'm not affecting the game in any way. And it's because people will say, oh, no. If you're that amazing, you should be able to adapt. All that matters is winning. That's all that matters. So if I'm a manager, I'm like, how do I get the best out of these players so I can win this game? I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about you should no. Griezmann only works under one system. Whether he's limited, who gives a damn? He's here. You can't sell him. You need to get the best out of him. So either you play him as a support striker or don't even have him on the flipping pitch. But the issue is Barcelona insisting on keeping Messi, which has just sort of just blown everything out of proportion, man. What is it? Oh, what did you guys say, man? So Taku, and it says Modric versus Iniesta. We'll talk about that on Sunday, but I would say Iniesta. But they play different roles. Modric, I think, is a better central midfielder. Iniesta is overall a better player. People say over a player, Iniesta is a better player. Like Iniesta, flipping ball control, his ideas, his creativity, and so forth. I think he's a lot better, man. So, guys, look, man. So, from NASA, why do you hide your identity? Why the glasses? I've sort of said this before. So, look, I am. Before, when I used to do YouTube, I was like, I just didn't feel comfortable putting myself in front of a camera, in front of everyone. Like, you see, I used to do acting, but acting is different now. Me just coming as me and myself, I didn't feel comfortable doing that. So I needed to create sort of like a character and an image that just wasn't the regular me. So it's like, okay, look, I'm going to wear shades. I'm going to call myself half of HH. I'm just going to create this character for YouTube, and that's what it is. I just think, and I feel far more comfortable wearing these shades because I can just sort of like, be someone else. If I just remove the shades, then, and it's just me, I don't really feel too comfortable in that. And also, I would rather not be like, hey man, this is me, man, look at me, man. So when you see me in the streets, like, even if people still recognize me, I'm like, I would rather just keep on the shades. So the shades stay on. The shades stay on, man. So guys, look, man. I think some people talking about all these things about super chats here and everything, and this is a good thing to roll on. Because I'm going to post a video about it tomorrow. But look, as I said again, I have a part-time job. The money's not bad, but my aim is to make this like my vocation. 100% make this my vocation and really make this my daily thing. And really, YouTube has really been the great funder. And I'm slowly getting to that point where, all right, man, I can now be making enough money from Football Hut where this is now my main thing. But again, for me to do that, the only way that I can sort of do this every day and for this to be my thing is for guys to either become patron members, become Football Hut members, and of course the super chats. Now, yes, you see, YouTube do take a bite from the super chats, but I don't think it's as much as they do take from like your ads. But look, they always take a percentage, but for Patreon, I do get a much bigger of the pie from the Patreon than I do, let's say, from YouTube, because YouTube, it is what it is. They're Google. But I'll probably talk about this more on the video. Like, what I've set up on the website is my PayPal. So I have a PayPal where you guys can literally just contribute and just donate directly to me through PayPal, via the website. So if you just want it to be like, nah, I don't want to give Google or anyone everything, I want to give everything fully to your boy, half up, then the best thing to do is to head to the website and do that through PayPal. So if you do it through PayPal, then I'm going to get it straight, man. So yeah, look, man, I said again, it's a long road, man, but my main aim is for this to be my full thing that I do. Like, my part-time job is rent. Like, my part-time job pretty much covers the rent, which is all cool, man. But main thing that I want is to my crack. Because for me to do football as my passion, and this is now my day-to-day vocation, that is the aim, man. That is the aim, you know. So yeah, man, hopefully we'll get 100K, man. Hopefully we'll get 100K. So why do you hate? See, I was thinking of doing Cash App. So is Cash App better than PayPal? Because I was investigating both of them, which is a better donation tool, PayPal or Cash App? Because you tell me, because I thought PayPal is what everyone uses. Because I think Cash App is only available in what's it called? Like, a Cash App is only available for Americans and US, man. So some collabs. Yeah, no. For me, I'm gonna try and do more. I'm trying to do a lot more collabs. But watch this space. There's an interview I have coming up soon. There's an interview that I have coming up very soon. So so watch this space. Watch this space. In a new thingy is coming up very soon indeed. Very soon indeed, man. So so guys, look, man. Peace out. Stay true. Stay real. Stay sexy. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. Thank you for that support. And your boy is going to be out of there. But again, shout out to everybody who's tuned in. Shout out for everybody and shout out, thank you for all of those guys who have super chatted. Your contributions and your donations are keeping the Football Hut and the content crowd going. And who knows? Maybe those donations I may use to contribute to getting a hair transplant. I never say never. Never say never. So if I come back here sometime with an afro, know that afro was funded by those super chat dudes. So never say never. I mean, not, but if I have a hair transplant and come back with a flipping afro, it'll be for you dudes, man. So guys, peace out. Stay true. Stay real. Stay sexy. I'll see you Saturday hangout. Peace. Become a Football Hut member and gain access to cool emojis on the live streams and get access to new YouTube content by clicking the join button here. And to view that new content crack, head over to the YouTube channel homepage and click on the community tab over here.